Into the mud, scum queen!
I sat through every disgusting frame of this film. Twice.
Dr. Frankenstein! Are you all right?
My name is Frankenstein!
It's alive. It's alive. It's moving. It's alive. Oh, it's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. Oh, in the name of God. Now I know what it feels like to be God.
Shall we play a game?
Why, yes, I believe we shall.
Oh, I got a live one here.
Getting geeky all up in your podcast. It's Shane Plays Geek Talk, a journey into the things we love. I'm your host, Shane Stacks. Thanks so much for pressing play. This week, it's the Flesh Golem movie show. I always think of Frankenstein as a flesh golem as a gamer. So he's a flesh golem first and an icon of horror second. I don't know, but we're going to be talking about Frankenstein movies, and we're rejoined by Chris Holmes, who is a movie buff extraordinaire, and this is not his first foray into the barely controlled chaos that is Shane Plays. He's been on before. We've talked about vampire movies. What else have we talked about? Not just vampire movies. Zombie movies, vampire movies. Now we're on Frankenstein movies.
You tried to get me to talk about the monsters, but I got out of it.
Okay, so first tangent of the show.
What?
So I just watched.
Let's introduce our next guest.
No, I'll get to him. Hold on. So
I'll wait.
I just watched Licorice Pizza. Have y'all seen that? Do y'all like?
I did.
Yeah.
No.
So is it Paul Thomas Anderson? Is that the guy? Paul Thomas Anderson?
Oh,
so
you're making your new guest uncomfortable.
He'll be all right. Yeah, he's got an interesting facial expression. But there's a scene in there where they go to this like teen expo thing, and there's a cameo from Herman Munster, but it's not Herman Munster. It's somebody else. So anyway, there you go. So that was my first opportunity for a tangent, since you were giving me a hard time about tangents before we started recording. So, and I like Paul Thomas Anderson movies. So, and then our second guest is Stephen Clements, who I've gotten to know over the years through North Texas RPG cons, and then his online content. I believe he said he can be found at Stephen.Clements on YouTube, but he has really good videos and whatnot on movies, gaming. Like, Steven, tell people real quick the kind of stuff you do.
Oh yeah, appreciate being here. And while there's no video feed on this, y'all have no idea how handsome Chris and Shane look today. They apparently dressed up for this, whereas I'm just in my Thomas Sowell t-shirt, the Soul Train. And so on YouTube and Rumble, I do RPG reviews. I do dramatic readings of my writings, the writings I've edited, and other stories I just happen to like, movie reviews, and I get to talk to interesting people like Chris Holmes, who was my second full-size interview. And we did another follow-up on that. And then we also did a quick tour, highlights of Surreal Cinema together.
Surreal Cinema was an excellent episode. I really enjoyed that.
You.
So, yeah. That was the Surreal Cinema. Cinema.
If you're Spanish.
The cinnamon.
Castilian.
The Castilian. That's an excellent. If you're a movie buff, if you're listening to this podcast because you're a movie buff, then go check out the Surreal Cinema. All right. Well, thanks to both of you for joining. And I think we've talked about doing a Vampires Part 2, because there's so many vampire movies out there, Chris, that we, even though we went like 2 hours, there was still a huge amount of movies we didn't get to. So we'll probably do a vampire Part 2 one of these days. So anyway, we're here to talk about Frankenstein movies. As if it goes anything like other podcasts of this nature, I want to throw out a couple of notes. One, there's going to be spoilers. I don't know what to tell you. We're talking about a whole bunch of different movies here, some new, some old. So spoilers. Obviously, I don't want you to press stop because you're afraid of spoilers, but just be aware we're going to be talking about what happens in some of these movies.
Usually sad too.
Yeah, as we go through our grand tour of Frankenstein movies.
Well, the first one we're going to look at is 116 years old, okay?
Really?
We're allowed to spoil that.
No, man, there's people out there literally that have this expectation that life should be spoiler free. I mean, to me, if a movie's been out for a few months, spoilers are game, but there's some people out there that get really upset. I had a guy at work a few years ago. How long have the Harry Potter movies been out?
Don't make me date myself.
20
years.
Yeah, it's just a few years ago, and I was talking to somebody about like Voldemort killed like Harry Potter's dad or something like that, and this dude jumped up, pissed off because he's reading the Harry Potter books with his kid, and I just
doesn't that happen in chapter 1?
And I'm like, or it was something like that, right? It was something really, and I'm like, you do know that Darth Vader is Luke's father, right? So, he was really on me, and I'm usually pretty like, okay, this person's upset, but on this one, I was just like, you're entitled to your opinion, no matter how wrong it may be. So anyway, there's going to be spoilers.
Yeah.
The second thing is, there will, without a doubt, either be a movie that makes this list that you're like, that movie shouldn't be on this list, or a movie that you're like, it absolutely should be on this list, but it wasn't. So all I can say is blame Chris because it's his list.
Yes.
Well,
but go
ahead.
Now, so I'll also go say there's no way one of these lists can please everybody, right? There's so many subjective opinions on movies, and some of these movies Chris is bringing to the table because they're bad. He's like, these are bad movies. So anyway, go ahead, Steven.
And he thinks on his list he has bad or
he has bad. Yeah,
next to a bunch of these, and I disagree with that. And if you agree with we're going to talk about and what we didn't talk about, put it in the comments. Tell us where we're wrong and what we need to know, because maybe there's some fantastic film out there, a really bad film we don't know about, and we should. And like one of the reasons I like doing these movie talks with Chris is because the list he sends out, there's stuff I've never heard of, but there's also stuff that I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I saw that. Like Strawberry Mansion. Like I feel better as a person. Like my default level of happiness went up a little bit after having seen that movie from the Real Cinema Talk. So
that's so sweet. Thank you.
This is great. Iron sharpens iron, and nerd. Nerds nerd. I don't know.
Nerds
feed off of each other.
I don't know. So okay. So with all that being said, let's get started here, Chris. It's your list, so get us going.
All right. Well, unfortunately, all these movies are based on a book, so we'll have to mention the book.
Oh, we also need to give the asterisk footnote that Chris, as much as he's a movie lover, can be a bit of a curmudgeon. So let's hear it about the book, Chris.
This is a book I vowed when I was a young man never to read again, and I just finished reading it again because of this podcast. So I have grown as a person, but it's still really an unpleasant experience reading this book. I wish I could have got it on audio, but I had to read it old school stuff. So long. It's so gothic. Anyway, so one of the good things about it is it has some gothic atmosphere. It has some scenes that are sort of beautiful and creepy simultaneously. I wish it had more of that, but she does bring on the gothic occasionally. And another good thing about it is that she sometimes pulls on your heartstrings a little bit, especially with the creature story or the monster story. And he is a very sympathetic character at times. And so it works dramatically on occasion. And another thing I like about it is it has a lot of interesting ideas. I think it has ideas about parenthood and responsibility and maybe, the unfairness of life. It does not have a lot of science in it. So people who love to tell you that it was the first science fiction novel, technically they're right, but it's like it has as much science as there is like Parmesan cheese on a huge plate of spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's a gothic novel. It's a dramatic, philosophical novel.
Yeah, it does get acknowledged as the first science fiction novel, which I mean, I don't know any better to disagree with that. I haven't read a lot of books from 1918 and before.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think Jules Verne would have written the same thing anyway.
Right. But he would have, Jules Verne would have put more actual scientific principles into it. So,
no, I mean, I think he would have written the same books no matter if he read them.
Regardless. I got what you say.
What she invented was the mad scientist genre, which is a great genre of horror and science fiction. And I love mad scientist things, and I'm glad that she got us there, even though there isn't much science to the scientists.
Right. So, I actually read it recently too, not because I happened to read it within the past year.
How could that happen? So. It's so
I don't know. It just it was independent of me knowing we were going to do this topic. Yeah, and the full name is Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. Frankenstein, of course, being the scientist Frankenstein, and the modern Prometheus. Prometheus is the myth of flying too close to the sun, right?
No.
Prometheus was the Titan who defied the
Titan
by bringing fire to man because he took.
That's what it was. I knew there was fire was involved. Who was it that flew too close to the sun? Who was
Icarus.
That and melted his wings? Icarus? Was it Icarus? Anyway, there was fire involved, and it was a bad idea. So I'm gonna camp out on that. Yeah, it was a terrible bad idea.
Was it a bad idea? I think
bring
she
fire
leaves
to
that
humans. Look
as
where
far
we
as
are
Zeus
now.
was concerned, it was. Yeah.
Look where we are now. We could blow up the world with a button. So yes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, I think Shelley wants us to think of Frankenstein, the main character, as a tragic figure who has made some tragic mistakes or flaws. But you can take the point of view that science is a bad thing, like the Michael Crichton kind of, he never should have done this point of view too. What do you guys think?
I think that I'm not against science. Science is neutral. It can be used for good or bad. So I thank you, Prometheus, for bringing us fire in a mythical sense, not in a literal sense. So the novel itself, there's a couple of things that struck me about the novel. One was, yes, the absolute lack of scientific principles. In fact, the novel steps around that because it's told in the form of Frankenstein is telling somebody his story. And he says, I'm never going to tell anybody how I did this. And I destroyed all my notes. Nobody's ever going to replicate what I did. So it goes from discovering, in quotes, certain principles to one day it all succeeded and you look down and the creature's eyes were open. And that's as much of the scientific, they talk about galvanism and this and that, but they don't really go into any, and the other thing is, like most Frankenstein movies, Frankenstein, the monster, is a sympathetic creature, for the most part. In the book, he's a vile demon. He's a bad person who got things done. The world did him wrong, and he will burn the world down if he has to get what he wants. So there's not much sympathy to me for Frankenstein's monster in this. Not much at all. There's a couple of moments of sympathy as his story is developing, but then how he decides to react to what happened to him, it's like, no, this is a monster. It's truly a monster. So that was a couple of things that struck me with the novel. How about you, Stephen?
So, unlike y'all, I didn't recently reread the book. I'm going to rely on my junior edition that I read when I was like 8 for my sense of knowledge of the book itself. But recently, I did watch, over Chris's protestations, the movie Gothic about the Shelleys, and I believe it was Lord Byron, and I think it was a good movie. It was gothic. It was psychosexual. It was strange, and apparently the Shelleys were very strange people. But they also had a sense of like some of the people we think of as economists today, like Adam Smith. He thought of himself as a moral philosopher, and I got the feeling that there's quite a bit of that being grounded in classics and moral questions uh, was probably informed a lot of what they did, and some of it was like contrarian to what is good. But maybe when you boil it down, the meaning of the Frankenstein story is, modern Prometheus, is that you want something so bad, you're willing to do so much to get it, and then when you get it, you can't believe how awful you are that you made this thing happen. And so it's that personal horror angle, that being revulsed by the thing that you wrought. And so it's timeless, it's interesting, and a lot of really interesting cultural artifacts like movies, books, ideas have come out of it. So I'm for it.
It's an interesting novel. And I love the story around the meta story around the novel where the
Shane,
the
can
Shelley. Yeah, go ahead.
you said something about the monster doing horrible things.
Yeah, being a monster.
But
yeah.
I would say everything that the monster does in the novel is directly, it's all for Frankenstein's benefit. It's all because he wants to hurt Frankenstein. So he kills Frankenstein's little brother. He frames someone for that murder. He kills Frankenstein's wife. He kills Frankenstein's best friend. He kills everyone he has. Every character in the book is only there to punish Frankenstein. The monster doesn't care about the rest of the world. I don't think Shelley cared about anything.
Well, what I mean with that is there's a scene in the book. There's a scene in the book where Frankenstein and the monster sit down and talk. Mm-hmm. And the monster tries to convince him to create him a wife. And the monster lets him know that he's prepared to take any lengths that he has to in his vengeance. He doesn't care who it hurts or how many people he hurts. And at that point, it's not even vengeance. He's using it as a lever to force Frankenstein to do what he wants. So he's like, I'll go in here. I'll kill this. If I remember right, he's like, I'll go kill this whole village that we're near. So it does, if I remember right, it starts out where he's like just trying to hurt Frankenstein. But then they try to have this sort of like, they have like a peace talk, if possible. Like, what can we do to put this to rest? And if I remember right, like the monster made it very clear the lengths he was willing to go to get what he wanted. Hmm. But yeah, it did center around Frankenstein. Like the monster wasn't just going to go to like New York City and kill everybody just to kill everybody. So I'll concede that point.
Are you ready for the movie?
Yeah. Well, I did want to point out, I think the meta story around the creation of the novel is interesting. Where was it the Byrons and Lord Shelley and all that were like all hanging out and said, let's do a ghost story. I think that's a really neat kind of piece of history for this to come out of. So anyway, all right. So that's the novel. Chris thinks it could be shorter. He would edit it differently. But I thought it was an interesting book. Also from the perspective that the monster, like most of the movies, make the monster this, and he's not. For some reason, I remember Frankenstein's monster being named Adam, but that wasn't actually in the book. So that was I don't know where that memory came from. But anyway, moving on, we do have a list of movies, and I think maybe a play or two that were inspired by Frankenstein or the modern Prometheus. So take it away, Chris. Keep us going.
Yeah. So the first, the Universal movie that everyone knows about was based on the play, but I couldn't find the play. There's several plays actually, so it was based on a 1920s play by somebody named Peggy Webling, and apparently it probably wasn't very good. It did create a character named Fritz, mostly so there would be someone else on stage for Frankenstein to talk to. And Fritz is eventually going to turn into the hunchback assistant in the Universal movie. And then there was a lost film that the Edison Company made, a silent film in 1910.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with this at all.
It's really short. It's not
bad.
good.
You said bad.
It's bad. Yeah, but it's really short and it's kind of funny.
Well, see, I'm going to disagree. I think it was cool. So you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's 12 minutes long. It's a speed run of a version of the Frankenstein story. And there's some highlights that I took away from it is that the creature, when he's made, is basically in a room-size easy bake oven. And it's a pretty neat process of how like they build him in front of your eyes. So the special effects are pretty cool. The sets are cool. The final monster you get, I don't think it's a good match for what I remember from the book, but it's neat. And it's like horror in orange sepia. I liked it. And there's a couple different versions floating around on YouTube. One is much higher resolution than the other. I unfortunately watched I'm watching this through wet paper towels first.
Right,
and then I
bad.
saw the other one.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
Cool.
Right.
I'm glad we are already disagreeing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
So Frankenstein. One thing I love about Chris, and I mean this sincerely, I'm not being facetious. He loves movies, but he's like, this movie's just bad. I watched the whole horrible thing 3 times. Terrible. Hated it. Sat through the piece of trash 7 times. So he's a movie buff. Okay, so that is the 1910 Frankenstein.
All right.
It's a short 12 minute. You can find it on YouTube. I'd never heard of it before this list. So this is why I like doing these movie shows. I always learn stuff.
Yeah,
all right, which leads us into let's call this one Easy Bake Frankenstein. From this day forward, it's going to be Easy Bake Frankenstein. Okay, so leading us next, what's our next movie there on the list?
1931, James Whale's Universal Studios Frankenstein. Couple of things. This was the second movie after Dracula in Universal's famous horror run, and it's written by three different people, but one of them, James Balderston, wrote Dracula. He wrote Frankenstein. He wrote Bride of Frankenstein. He wrote The Invisible Man. He wrote The Mummy. He wrote Gaslight, I think. Anyway, he wrote almost every great Universal film except for The Wolfman, which was Siadomak. So I don't know much about him except he wrote all the screenplays.
Wow.
And he's often forgotten. We think of it as James Whale's Frankenstein because James Whale made a really beautiful version. He's a great director. And he chose Boris Karloff, and he brought his friend Colin Clive over from England in his theater background. So if it wasn't for James Whale, we wouldn't have Boris Karloff, Colin Clive, Ernest Thesiger, Charles Laughton, Elsa Lancaster. We wouldn't have any of these great British actors in these great films. So yeah, he deserves a lot of credit, but I think the writer does a little bit too. The biggest changes, I think, from the novel are the character of Fritz and also the use of lightning and electricity to bring the monster to life. And lightning and storms are just a wonderful Gothic device. And the fact that she didn't think of that is too bad for her, because this is why this movie kicks her ass.
Yeah, I think she just talks about like chemical processes. Like it's intentionally vague. Yeah. And, meta reading the novel, you could tell Mary Shelley's like, I have no idea how he did this. So I'm just going to hand wave it.
Yeah.
So this movie is, I think, I go and watch some of these older movies that are considered classics, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they were a moment in time, and people just now they're famous because they're famous. Frankenstein holds up. I think Frankenstein and I know Bride of Frankenstein is on the list, and we'll get to it, but I think they both hold up extremely well. especially for 1931. This movie is great. It's the image of Frankenstein, the monster that it established, is the very definition of iconic. We overuse iconic, right? Yeah, I think like in headline, it's iconic. It's like no, that's really not iconic. But this is an iconic movie. It established, like you said, the lightning, the look of the bolts in the neck, that kind of half alive, half dead, heavy lidded gaze as he tromps around and everything. It's just a great movie. On a side note, there's a movie called Gods and Monsters from I think 1998 that tells a fictional story of the director Frank Well in the 60s, I think 50s or 60s, developing a friendship with like I don't know a pool boy or something. It's some guy who's didn't even know who he was, and it's a great movie. It had who was the guy that was in
Ian
the Mummy
McKellen.
movies? Yeah, it was Ian McKellen plays the director Frank Well, and then he strikes up a friendship with a younger man named I can't remember who his name in the movie is, but it's played by the guy that was in the Mummy and the Whale.
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser, right? Yeah, Encino Man himself. And one of the dynamics is that they get into in the movie is that in real life Frank Well was gay, and being gay even in Hollywood in the 30s was not anywhere near as easy as it is now. And I'm not saying it's totally easy for somebody out there right now, but so it goes into a lot of that. It also goes into, this sort of trope of when somebody was famous in the movies in the 30s and 40s, and now nobody even remembers who they are. Right. So having to deal with that kind of thing. So definitely recommend Gods and Monsters. What's your take on the 1931 Frankenstein, Stephen?
Well, I'm glad that Chris told us about John Balderston's CV, because that was just banger after banger after banger that he wrote. And Boris Karloff, I mean, there's a reason. He's a really good actor, maybe a great actor, and just like y'all have touched on, there's a reason that it wasn't the Edison movie. It wasn't any of the movies that came after that set the standard. So if you're going to try to fit into the classical Frankenstein trope, this is the movie you have to ape. These are the performances you have to try to live up to. Unless you're going to do some reimagining and put your own spin and you're just kind of like paying lip service to the idea. This is the standard, and it is a high standard. It's still a classic. I can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, you can watch it now, and it's just a great movie. Like there's some older movies that you have to make allowances for. You have to go, it's a good movie, but you have to look past XYZ because of the constraints of the time. I don't even think you have to do with that Frankenstein. You can just turn it on and watch it and enjoy it. Just great movie.
And Karloff, he's pretty nonverbal throughout the movie, but as a skilled actor, he lets the nonverbal techniques do the talking for him and portray the character. And remember, in 1931, something happens in this movie that shocked the audiences. It was a scandal it was still a scandal when I was a kid. The little girl at the lake scene. Yeah. And that's heartbreaking. It's some tough stuff. So it'll hit you. Don't think it's just some old movie that's kind of cool to look at. Kind of like Dracula, the Lugosi Dracula. I don't think there's any like gut punches in that. It's just a great fun movie. This is not. It'll hit you in the feels.
Yeah, it's so there. One of the things that echoes and repeats from Mary Shelley's novel in a lot of the movies is Frankenstein encountering the blind man. And if I remember right, in the 1931 movie, wasn't a blind man the guardian of the little girl, or am I completely
you're conflating them? Yeah,
conflating a memory. Okay,
we're going to get to the blind man in Bride of Frankenstein.
Okay, so but anyway, yeah, like Frankenstein in the monster in this movie is just a childish creature, and in playing with the little girl, delighted, like, I'm playing with this. He accidentally kills her. I don't know, throws her in the water or something like that. So, but he doesn't mean to kill her.
he kills a doctor, a professor who's about to autopsy him. So he kills one guy in self-defense, and he kills Fritz, who's whipping him and threatening him with a torch. So he kills one out of fear, and then he kills the little girl by accident.
By accident, right?
When he goes to Frankenstein's house on their wedding night, Elizabeth's wedding is about to occur. Before the wedding, he frightens Elizabeth, but he never kills her, and he doesn't kidnap her. And I'm not really sure why he doesn't. Maybe when she screams, it scares him, or maybe Universal said, no, you can't do this. You already killed a little girl. We're not going to let you kill. But anyway, the monster is totally an innocent.
He's a tragic figure. Yeah. I mean, he's 100% a tragic figure in the first Frankenstein movie.
And they give Dr. Frankenstein a pass in these two movies too, by making him a sort of slightly romantic character who goes a little crazy and says some bad things maybe, and kind of ignores his creation. So he's guilty of negligence, I would say.
Right.
But as we're going to see later, some other Frankensteins, Dr. Frankensteins, are going to be much more villainous.
Right. Yeah, no, the Dr. Frankenstein here and also in the novel is not a villain.
Yes, he is in the novel.
No, he's not a villain.
He sucks in the novel.
No, he's not a villain.
He belongs in jail, man. He does.
No, where he goes wrong in the first yeah, but he's not like a hand wringing like
I wanted to die so badly.
His fault in the novel is when he sees his creature, he abandons him, which leads to a series of events that the creature, goes on this path of vengeance. So
that is his first sin. His second sin is he conceals information that a woman who is going to be hanged for murder is innocent. Okay.
No, he tries to tell them.
No, he doesn't try. He's like, oh no, they won't believe me. They'll think I'm crazy, and that.
Well, he doesn't say that.
He doesn't try.
He doesn't say that.
Maybe he does it in his head.
Gentlemen,
yes,
we moved past the book summary.
He makes a promise to his creation that he will create a mate for it, and the creation. There's no reason he shouldn't trust it. It may not even know what a lie is. The creature promises to leave him alone and leave Europe and go to South America if he makes a bride for it. And he says, yeah, I'll do that. Let me just put it off for a year and go on a slow tour of Europe. And then when he knows that he's probably going to be attacked by the monster on his wedding night, he doesn't tell his wife. He doesn't tell her that she may be in danger because he doesn't want to freak her out or whatever. He just walks around with a pistol, and of course she gets killed. So he commits at least 4 sins or crimes.
Well, the reason that he didn't create the bride is because he didn't want a race of these things running around. So anyway, moving on.
No, let's have Stephen render judgment.
We're having a lot of conflict with Chris so far. Me and Shane, we're not disagreeing. We're just disagreeing with Chris. And I guess that's the Southerners ganging up on the Californian. But would y'all say that this is where the trope of the sympathetic creature came from? Since you both say it's not really in the book, but like you just excellently spelled out there, Shane and Chris, that he was a bumbling innocent who didn't know his own strength. In the
1931 movie, right? Yeah, he was well, there's 2 things, right? That the movie did, and then we'll move on because there are a lot more. Most people listening to this have probably seen this movie. I would hope they would have. If not, go check it out. So there's 2 things that happen. One, he's a bumbling innocent with tremendous strength. But 2, was it this movie where they used the wrong brain?
Yeah, the abnormal brain.
Yeah, so it's an abnormal brain. So, which leads to the classic Abby Normal joke in Young Frankenstein or Frankenstein. So he's, the deck is stacked against this version of the monster from the get-go. But, I don't think the reason he killed anybody in the movie, even if that's how it was supposed to be implied, was because it was an abnormal brain. He was just this child in this, running around in a bulldozer, right? So this very strong body. One other piece of trivia on this. One of the reasons that Karloff's makeup was so effective is because he had something with his jaw or missing some teeth, dentures, right?
Yeah,
so
he's wearing dentures.
So he took his dentures out or something, I think, while he was in the makeup, and it gave that kind of
look more.
It gave that kind of a sunken look too.
Oh.
That's why other people who play him in these old Universal movies don't have that great. That it's just no matter how good the makeup is, they can't quite replicate that sunken sort of face thing,
like gaunt look.
Yeah,
cool.
Right. So. All right. Any other questions, comments, war stories on the original Frankenstein movie from 1931, or at least?
I just real quick. I don't like the abnormal brain trope. I think a completely innocent monster is fine, or a completely, homicidal monster is fine. I don't think we need all the business with the brain. It's one of the few things I don't like about the Universal.
Well, it adds fuel to Victor was a nice guy. He was just trying to make a monster and he was given a bad brain, right? Mm-hmm. It would have been totally fine if he would have gotten the brain he wanted. Anyway, if you haven't seen this movie, go see it. It's a true classic. I mean, in the real definition of the word. So
yeah, we agree on that.
Yes, we do.
3 for 3.
3 thumbs up. I think we'll all agree that we like Bride of Frankenstein too.
And I think Frankenstein also was this the movie that introduced the trope of the pitch of the torch bearing mob going towards was it the windmill or whatever they were trapping?
Yeah, the windmill.
Yeah. Was there any movies do we know before that had the torch bearing mob going? Okay,
and it's actually a good mob in the first movie. Right. Assuming you want the monster to be killed.
Well, they think he's
Frankenstein
bad.
leads the mob. Yeah.
Right. They think
Son of
he's
Frankenstein,
bad.
we're going to have a bad mob, but let's not get ahead of ourselves.
All right.
James Whale did not want to make another movie. They kind of forced him to make Bride of Frankenstein. But
so that's our next movie on the list, 1935, right?
Yep. And it has a lot of interesting stuff in it, a lot of beautiful images. It has a framing device, which I kind of like. I usually don't like framing devices, but it has the framing device of Mary Shelley talking to Byron and Percy about there's more to her story. And then the monster who we assumed was burned up in the windmill in the first movie has fallen into a underground lake. And so he's coming back.
Conveniently placed underground lake.
Yeah.
Right?
And another mad scientist is in town looking up Frankenstein and trying to interest him in making a bride. And Frankenstein's checked out. He wants to just be a rich guy with a pretty wife. And it doesn't work out that way. So some of the stuff that in the novel, the monster learns to speak. He makes friends with the blind man, and other things occur, and then simultaneously, the Dr. Pretorius and Frankenstein are making the bride. The two stories I don't think mesh that well, but God, there's some beautiful stuff in it and some good performances. And what do you guys think?
I think it's equally as good, if not better, than the first Frankenstein movie. It's very good. It's got some. So one of the things that it was a few years back, I watched Frankenstein and then I watched Bride of Frankenstein either that day or the next day. So I noticed some stuff I hadn't noticed before. And one is in the first Frankenstein movie, Frankenstein is very much a child. In the second Frankenstein movie, it's almost like he's a teenager. He's like drinking and smoking, and he's like talking back and developing his own little rebellious attitude, like whoever, Frankenstein or Pretorius, somebody will like give him orders. He's like, no, and so it's like now he's in his teenage years, which was something that kind of struck me.
Smoke good.
Yeah. Smoke good. Yeah. He's in there. Yeah. Boozing and smoking. He's got that attitude. And the other thing is, I had some really great special effects for the time with the kind of miniature animals, right? Wasn't there a scene with Pretorius where they've got like miniature animals?
Oh, they're miniature people, and I hate that.
Yeah, the miniature people. You hate that?
Oh, I hate that. Yeah.
I like the special effects. They look great for the time
Yeah, they're
period of
good,
this
yeah.
movie. Yeah. So
No, it takes the movie from gothic horror science fiction into a fantasy.
right.
There's no way Pretorius could have made those little people and keep them in jars and that they would survive. It's just like it's like Sinbad, magician kind of stuff.
Sinbad level stuff.
Yeah,
All right.
it's totally threw me out of the movie for a while.
So my last comment on this is the makeup and the acting by Elsa Lanchester as the bride are amazing. And one of my laments from this movie is we only get her for like 5 minutes or something at the very end. It's she's got those like bird-like movements and there's a reason that she was only on screen for 5 minutes, but yet that look of hers keeps repeating in movies across all these decades. It keeps showing up and showing up and showing up. Masterfully done.
Yeah, she's iconic too. The bride is iconic.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And she was only, like I said, she was only on screen for like 5 minutes and just absolutely owned it. So what's your take there, Stephen?
There's 2 reasons I didn't like this one. One is, you all both already said what it was too. I liked Frankenstein, 1931 version. And so a sequel or something? Okay, that's what I thought I was going to get. And it's a different type of movie. So like if you like Wizard of Oz and then watch Return to Oz, it's a jarring change. And so that put me off. And it's called The Bride of Frankenstein. Most of the movies, there's no Bride of Frankenstein.
Right.
So what am I getting here? What am I getting? I don't know. I felt like, there should have been, I like truth in advertising. And I don't feel like I got it.
You get a lot of Boris Karloff, though. But he does some great stuff.
It's not,
you get to see Frankenstein smoking and drinking.
Yeah,
but that's been done better in a movie we're going to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah,
we get to see our little child grow up and turn into a surly teenager.
What do you guys think of Dr. Pretorius?
I don't remember him.
Oh, really? Because he's flaming. He's kind of a flaming gay mad scientist,
right? Well,
I thought he would leave an impression on you.
There's discussions that they say that The Bride of Frankenstein is a queer movie, right? There are movies that are considered queer, and I don't mean that as an insult. I mean, like there are movies that they say no, there's a lot of undertones here, and that another famous example I think was Nightmare on Elm Street 2. I think is considered that way.
Well, anyway, as a character, I enjoyed him. I especially like a scene where he's in the crypt and he doesn't need to stay there, but he decides to have his lunch down there and he meets the monster for the first time and they have drinks and he's just sort of a mischievous kind of, I don't know. He's just a weird character. I enjoy him.
He's
not the Bride of Frankenstein, though, Stephen. So, yeah, you're not getting what you...
Yeah.
To me, he's a much more of a villain, an outright villain, because he's like trying to twist Frankenstein's arm into doing this. So,
yeah, he's definitely a villain. And that's why they blow him up at the end with the...
Right. So, yeah. And I love that, it's become a trope now, but I love that, they make the bride for Frankenstein. She opens her eyes and takes one look at him and says, nope. And it all goes to heck.
Yeah.
So
she's got a mind of her own.
Which is going back to the novel without debating the novel. That was one of Victor Frankenstein's points to the monster was like, what if I make her for you and she doesn't even like you? Right. And I remember that being talked about in the novel. So, but they didn't make the bride in the novel. So we didn't get to see what actually have happened. All right, Bride of Frankenstein, 2 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down, only because it didn't deliver tonally. It was different for Stephen. And where the heck was the bride? So, which I agree with you. I'm like, where was the bride? I'm like, she comes on screen. I'm like, this is great. Oh, the movie's over. So, yeah. So, all right. Anything else to talk about with the Bride of Frankenstein?
Son of Frankenstein.
All right. I have not seen Son of Frankenstein. So
you guys should check it out. So you know
Lead him again.
Igor, right? The character Igor.
Igor, yes.
You haven't met him yet because he's in Son of Frankenstein. He's not Fritz. He is a different character. He's played by Bela Lugosi, and he survived being hung. So he's not hunchback, but he holds his head awkwardly throughout the entire movie.
So this is where Igor came from, because Igor has become an archetype too, right? So, okay.
And the Son of Frankenstein has been in England, and he comes back to the castle with his wife and small boy, and he's played by Basil Rathbone, and he's an even more romantic hero than Colin Clive. He's a very sort of a dashing hero, and Igor convinces him to bring the monster out of a coma. The monster has fallen into a coma. And so he's not much of a scientist, the Son of Frankenstein, but he has to figure out that Igor is using the monster for nefarious purposes, and also convince the constable that he's not repeating the horrors that his father did, and keep the rabble at bay who are going to maybe burn down the castle.
So Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and Son of Frankenstein are direct, like, sequels, and I mean they're direct.
Well, it's a direct sequel, but it's not. I think it's written by the same guy, but it's not directed by James Whale.
Yeah,
and Colin Clive is out, and everyone else is dead except for Boris Karloff. It's his last. It's his last go at the monster.
Okay, so Boris Karloff is in this one, and then Basil Rathbone, of course, didn't he play Sherlock Holmes a lot? Isn't he?
He did it a lot, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
he does a great job in this movie.
You don't have "quote unquote" bad next to this one, so I'll check it out.
No, I think, especially if you're a Bela Lugosi fan, this is one of his best movies. And apparently, he was being paid by the day because they were so cheap, and everyone liked him so much and liked his character. The director said, write some more stuff for him so we could bring him in tomorrow, and give him another $50 to,
yeah, because
do his genius. Yeah.
Bela is, we think of these Hollywood legends and stuff. I think when Ed Wood found Bela was like out of work and broke, he had
a long sad
career.
Career.
A lot of these legends end up like dying in some like forgotten actors' home or something like that. So, okay, anything else? Go ahead.
I do want to endorse Basil Rathbone to people because I don't think he's got much of a presence in the current generation's memory or even my generation's memory. But talk about someone who can chew up a scene.
Yeah.
Basil Rathbone, even in like B movies, he's gonna be front and center. He's got a fantastic voice on him. So when I saw the cast, I was like, well, I do want to see this. I just ran out of time. So yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. The little boy is good in it too. It's just
in
solid
this movie. Does the Son of Frankenstein ever exclaim "the game's afoot" and run off stage left?
No.
Okay.
He may have done this before he started the Holmes movies. I don't know.
The Holmes. Yeah, he was one of the so Sherlock Holmes is kind of like James Bond. There's certain actors that are really well known playing, and Basil Rathbone, or probably saying it the wrong way, is like probably the most famous, right, for Sherlock Holmes. Maybe.
Well, let's do that podcast in 5 years.
5 years. We'll do.
We'll come back and do Sherlock Holmes movies. I'm
all
ready.
Right. Yeah, I like a good old Sherlock Holmes. Okay, so
I say drop your Universal list now.
Okay,
unless you're a werewolf fan, and then you can see Frankenstein versus the Wolfman. But we're not talking about mashups today. So Ghost of Frankenstein, which is the next one, is super disappointing.
So I just have to say, Frankenstein versus the Wolfman's a total cop-out because they have a big flood at the end of the movie, and you don't get to see who would win. Okay, next.
Yep.
Next.
All right.
Next.
Don't watch that one either. All right. All right. Yeah. So House of Frankenstein falls into my category of good, bad movies because it's amusing to me. It doesn't have a Frankenstein in it, but it does have Boris Karloff in it playing a Frankenstein fan, kind of a guy who was trying to repeat his experiments. And they get involved with Dracula and the Wolfman and a circus, and It's just a goofy. It's a
Of
goofy
course,
match.
because of course they. Now hold on, this is House of Frankenstein because you
Yeah.
also had Ghost of Frankenstein.
Yeah, it's
Did
like
you-
Ghost of Frankenstein
one?
is so boring. It's not even worth mentioning.
Okay, so Ghost of Frankenstein is 1942. House of Frankenstein is
So
1944.
what Ghost of Frankenstein is Frankenstein's other son, who's not as attractive or good an actor, and the Glenn. Anyway, a different guy playing the monster. Lugosi's in it, but he doesn't get to do as much interesting stuff. So it's just a sad kind of like, oh, this reminds me of that other good movie kind of movie.
So they don't take the monster and put a sheet over his head and cut out little eye holes.
No.
And he wanders around an old castle. That's not Ghost of Frankenstein. Okay.
No, there's a dream sequence where some other actor plays Frankenstein's ghost, basically saying, make the monster better or whatever. I don't know. It's just expunge it from your minds.
Okay.
So I got a question. I got some follow-up questions about this one because I don't recollect seeing it. And so you mentioned we got some Karloff in here. We got some Lugosi. So two good folks. But I also see about somebody, another name that's going to show up later in this list. You've got mentioned John Carradine's in it. You mean John Carradine? Man, I can't do his voice, but he's got such a great voice and he's so intense.
Yeah,
What
he
is
plays
John Carradine doing in this movie?
In House of Frankenstein, he plays Dracula badly, I would say.
Oh, this has got the Lon Chaney Jr. Wolfman in it. So it's actually Lon Chaney Jr., Larry Talbot Wolfman.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's probably worth
Lon
watching.
Chaney
just
Jr.
for-
will always play the Wolfman for you. He never said, I'm done with the Wolfman. He played it in Mexico. He played it, almost.
I mean, do
until
they come to blows? Is there some WWE action or like what?
in House of Frankenstein?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead and see that one. It's okay. It's fun.
All right. So,
John Carradine is my least favorite Dracula, my least favorite Frankenstein,
He's not known for good movies, but he does have screen presence. Now, it's not necessarily good, but you will remember him.
He plays a good pirate in a movie. He plays a good lunatic in a movie. He plays a good butler in Hound of the Baskervilles. I mean, he's all right. He just doesn't look charming enough to be Dracula, and he doesn't come off, I don't know, smart enough to be Frankenstein.
So here's the synopsis for House of Frankenstein from IMDb. A deranged scientist. You got me right there. Deranged scientist. I'm already interested.
Yeah. Played by Boris Karloff.
Escapes from prison and recruits Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and the Wolfman to get revenge on his behalf. I'm in. I've got to watch this one.
All right,
So, the lovable hunchback.
Stop right now and let's just start live streaming this during the talk. This sounds odd. No, I'm pretty sure I have seen this actually, and it was not as fun as I had hoped it would be. But maybe I was too harsh on it at the time.
Chris does have parentheses bad, close parentheses next to the title, so maybe he knows what he's talking about. So I just want him to fight. That's all. I just want to see him fight. That's all.
Yep.
So, all right. What do we got next here?
Oh, we're going to go up to the 1950s now.
Ooh, the 50s. Woo.
Yeah, House of Frankenstein was the 40s. So, yeah. There was a lot of mashups happening in the 40s, but we're not doing mashups today. So we're going to go to 1950s, and I was a teenage Frankenstein, which is bad, but I've seen it 3 times. So I really enjoyed it.
I told you.
You weren't kidding, were you?
Wow, that makeup. Wow, that is pretty horrible, actually.
Oh, yeah, that's some of the worst makeup.
Yeah. So why would someone want to watch this? I just saw like trailer and like little info about it, and I was like, nah, I'm good. Why would someone watch this, Chris?
I don't know. It's got an alligator in it.
Oh, God.
So here's what I love about.
So this is the meanest Frankenstein we're going to encounter so far. Whit Bissell's Frankenstein. He's mean to his assistant. He's mean to his creature, who's just a teenager. He's mean to his fiance and wife. He's just bad mouths and bullies everyone. And the acting is not bad. The script is bad. The sets are bad. The makeup is bad. The direction is not good, visually. But everyone really commits to their performances, and He's just so unlikable. You're just so happy when he gets thrown to the alligators in the end. Yeah.
So here's the thing, like his face is horrible, like
teenage
awful, but
It's
the rest
bad.
of him's total normal. Like his arms are normal, and like there's no makeup on anything but the face.
Yeah, well, they're looking for a different face for him, and they eventually get one. So yeah, he's different pieces, Shane. So
Okay.
he's made up of various attractive teenagers, football players, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I do see that they put stitches around his wrists. Like I see that now.
They
Okay.
didn't spend a lot of money on this movie.
Yeah, the makeup was not high on the
No.
budget.
You bring up a point that maybe, like, as we talk about each movie, we should comment on the special effects regarding the creature being presented as important parts, because some of these that we're going to talk about are just awful. Some of them are fantastic.
Yeah, and the laboratories too.
Yes, I have notes.
Frankenstein's laboratory is amazing, and yes, there will be some other good laboratories coming up, but not that many.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Oh, we're going to. So, do we want to do all the hammers?
I've got notes for all of them.
Let's do them all rather than space them out, because I'll get less confused that way.
Okay, so before we get into the hammers, all right, I have multiple bad jokes of the week.
Oh, no.
And instead of doing them all at the end, I'm going to sprinkle them throughout the episode. So here's our first one. Frankenstein never skips leg day because he might lose one. He might.
You need sound effects.
And then. All right. So, yeah. Well, that's a pretty good Frankenstein sound effect there. Give me booze and smokes. So why was Frankenstein going to a psychiatrist?
Wait, you said you're only going to do one.
Well, I lied.
Why was he?
Why was Frankenstein going to a psychiatrist?
Because he thought he was God.
No, no. This would be Frankenstein is in the monster. Because one of his screws was loose.
Oh,
okay. All right. Yeah. Booze, smokes. Little people in jars. Okay, so all right, do the Hammer movies.
Okay, so Hammer Studios, they did suspense movies, some science fiction movies. This was their first full color gothic horror movie, Curse of Frankenstein, which does not have a curse. Like many of their Frankenstein movies, the title is going to be completely idiotic. But they did bring their A team to this movie. The writer, Jimmy Sangster, is their best writer. Their director, Terrence Fisher, their best director, Peter Cushing, the best Frankenstein, best Van Helsing, and Christopher Lee as the creature. So just the amazing bunch of talent, and put out a pretty good movie, I think. Jimmy Sangster, the writer, pretty much admitted in an interview I watched that he did not read the novel. So this is his take on the Universal Frankenstein movie monsters, and also the fact that they were not allowed to copy the makeup of the iconic Karloff monster. And but it is in color.
Makeup was copyrighted. The makeup.
They were. Yeah, Hammer was allowed to make Frankenstein movies and release them in America. I think Universal made a lot of money off the Hammer Studios this way, but they weren't allowed to make the monster look anything like the Karloff monster.
He looks, or the monster looks more zombie-like in the Hammer movies.
Yeah. I think we may have hinted it out already. Peter Cushing is the reason to watch all of these movies, pretty much. He's great.
Oh, yeah.
And he is a villain in this movie, and it's sort of like it starts with him as a teenager. Well, it starts in prison, but we soon meet him as a teenager, and he's not evil yet, but he is very driven to understand everything about the world, and he becomes fanatic about creating this monster, and he doesn't care who he has to hurt or kill to make his vision come to reality. Let's see what else.
I've got.
We have the trope of the handsome assistant is created for the Hammer films. So we're going to have a handsome assistant from now on.
Yep.
No hunchbacks, or maybe really briefly a hunchback in the second one.
Yes.
The Revenge. But yeah, so handsome assistant, and we have a beautiful fiance who he pretty much ignores throughout the movie, Hazel Court. And the creature to me is the biggest disappointment. I don't think Christopher Lee liked it either, but.
So what was disappointing to you about?
I didn't like the look of the monster, and I didn't like his psychology. When he's created, he immediately attacks Frankenstein because perhaps he's had brain damage. So I didn't like that trope. And then he becomes a little more innocent, but then it's kind of vague. Maybe he kills an old man in the woods, or maybe I think he kills an old man, but the little boy disappears. We're not sure what happened to the little boy. Anyway. He doesn't get a lot of screen time. I don't think he gets a lot of love, and then he's killed. But Peter Cushing, oh my gosh, he's great villain, and just he's so cool that you excuse kind of the fact that he's a monster.
So I was used to seeing Peter Cushing as an older guy, but this is probably this is the youngest we're going to see him on this list. And he dresses up well. He cleans up well. He gets to be charming here and there. And that was different to see him do. But I thought it was fantastic. And like you said, Hammer made a ton more of these movies, but it all started here. Now, Christopher Lee, I'm going to say he did the best of any of the Hammer creatures that were made. And I liked the look. It was different than Karloff, but I feel it fit what was made. It's going to be this kind of ghoulish thing. It's a bunch of corpses that got put together. He's not going to look right. And I felt that Christopher Lee really got some pathos across. He was confused. He didn't know what was going on. He gets shot in the friggin' face at one point. He gets whipped up on pretty good. He didn't get any real dialogue, but I felt that Lee, with his expressions and his motions, he made me feel pretty bad for him. And especially like the way he was kept too. He was just chained in a dark cell. Of course you'd be upset and mad at the world. Now, Hazel Court, you mentioned her. And as the movie goes on, her great set of tits come more and more out. And it's even in the poster, that great rack she's got. And so when you get to the dramatic ending, and boy, do you get an ending. Spoiler, there's a rooftop fight with Dr. Frankenstein, the monster, her rack. Christopher Lee gets shotgunned, falls through a sunroof into a vat of acid that we established earlier on in the movie will completely dissolve any organic material that falls into it. So it is a hell of a movie. I really liked it. And the assistant that you mentioned, the kind of mentor figure played by Robert Urquhart, as the guy who at first egged Frankenstein on and then had a crisis of conscience. He was really good. Mm-hmm. And this one does have a framing device. I didn't hear you say you hated the framing device, but it opens with Frankenstein in jail, and a priest comes in to talk to him, and this is going to be important for the sequel, because the cops have gotten Frankenstein because of what he's done, and Frankenstein is unrepentant in some ways, but he pleads with the priest to believe in that this really happened. This was some proper drama. Loved it. Watch it.
Yeah, it is a good framing device. Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, yes, the Hammer ladies are known as
that was one of their major assets of the Hammer right? Franchise. Hammer did not shy away from that in their movies. So
also the laboratory is good.
Yes.
It's very different than the Universal Lab. It uses a kind of perpetual motion circular glass things that charge batteries, but it's very pretty, and it makes lots of cool noises and flash. Yeah, it's cool.
It's a bit steampunkish, and it was a great lab. Good point.
So yeah, I'd say a good Frankenstein lab should be a bit steampunk. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. So so what years do the Hammer
That was
Frankenstein movies cover
1957.
through? Like, how long do they run?
69? No.
Oh, no, they're going to go to the 70s, I think.
Creature from Hell.
Yeah, I saw that with my dad in the 70s.
1974, I think, was the last one.
Yeah.
Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell.
They should have skipped that one.
Which is the only one that I wasn't able to find a version to watch.
Oh, well, you're okay with that.
I feel like I was, but
yeah, not much to.
So wait, I do want to ask a question about. Yeah. I do want to ask about Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell.
Wait, we're going to get to it, Shane.
Oh, I thought you were skipping that.
No, I just sort of. I was just telling Stephen and you that it's okay now to watch it.
Okay,
but I will talk about it briefly.
Yeah,
let's go on to Revenge of Frankenstein, where Frankenstein does not plot a revenge or make a revenge, and where revenge is not one of the many plots.
Well,
that
the
are
word
woven
revenge test marketed.
So just to keep track, there's no curse and there's no revenge, and the next movie is called Revenge.
Listen,
and the great
Chris,
thing about it is
these are British people at the Hammer Studio. They don't know how to use English appropriately.
Yeah. Well, Americans are going to make similar mistakes too.
Okay, sorry.
Call them out. Frankenstein's going to the guillotine at the end of the first film, and he's going to the guillotine at the end of the second film.
Or at the beginning. It opens.
Yeah, the beginning.
Yeah,
the beginning. Yeah. Right. He gets out of it. I don't know if we should tell them how he gets out of it. I think we should leave that one a mystery. Because he gets out of it in a very cool, villainous way.
Oh, I wasn't expecting it. They did hit me with some. You're right. We should keep that part.
Yeah, let's keep that a secret.
Ourselves.
So he gets out and he changes his name and he changes his city, and he's working in a slum. And a new handsome assistant comes and bugs him, and a new beautiful woman comes and bugs him, and there's people who are trying to. I don't know. They don't like the fact that he's working with poor people. So there's this sort of slight social commentary going on. And somebody's trying to get him married. And he has a hunchback assistant and a chimpanzee. And he's going to put the hunchback assistant's brain into a relatively handsome body that he's created. And so he does that. But then the relatively handsome creature is not allowed to move or get upset, or else he'll go insane. But of course, something bad happens and he moves and gets upset and he starts to go insane. But meanwhile, the beautiful woman has fallen in love with the creature / insane man. And that's where the murders happen. But Dr. Frankenstein kind of gets sidelined in the plot for a while because there's too much going on. And eventually everything works out fine, because even though Frankenstein's nearly beaten to death, his new assistant transfers his brain into a perfect cloned body of or whatever, another Peter Cushing body that he's made just in case, except that it has a snake tattoo. Yeah. And so he gets away.
Yeah. So this one was interesting in a few ways.
Interesting.
I enjoyed it. These Hammer ones basically follow after each other, regardless of whether the creature dies or Frankenstein dies. There's some excuse in the next one, and that's usually explained, at least nominally, as to why the character's able to keep going. And so I thought it was neat that the couple drunk crooks at the beginning, for a change, they're digging up Dr. Frankenstein's corpse instead of him digging up other people's corpses. And that's as much of the spoiler I'm going to get to on that. But
Did he get hit by lightning like Jason?
I ain't saying
Friday 13th Part 6.
Oh, it's too good.
Hammer can't afford lightning.
So we got the doctors that you mentioned is not liking a Dr. Stein that just showed up from out of nowhere not long ago. Well, they're the Carlsberg Medical Council Conference. So we get a taste of cartel politics. And they're mad that this hit physician that's taking all their best customers and he's working with the poor gratis, they can't stand him not being in their syndicate. And so there's
There's a medical cartel.
well, there is in the real world today, and there has been forever. So, but in this one, it's interesting. We find out that Frankenstein's actually a really good doctor. So, if you had a problem and he didn't decide to harvest you, he was really good with his bedside manner and actually solving your problems.
I think it stands to reason that if you can build and reanimate a corpse from different parts, you're probably a good medical doctor, right? They don't explore that aspect of Frankenstein's, life but you're probably pretty good at your job if you could literally build a human being and give it life somehow.
Yeah. And so that's something that I thought that was interesting. They touched on, because that gets skipped past in like every other treatment of Frankenstein. Is he actually good at his job or not? Or is he just a nutbag?
You would have to be.
He didn't actually finish medical school. He dropped out.
Well, he gets kicked out. Yeah. In some narratives he gets kicked out, and other ones he's like, I can't learn what I need here, and he leaves. So
and so one of the doctors, his assistant in this one, he recognizes Dr. Frankenstein from the events in the first movie and comes and was like, I want in, I know who you are, and I'll keep your secret if you don't or if you let me come in along. If not, I'm telling the cartel. And so they get in the lab, which is a pretty good lab. And this Frank is just as evil as the one before. But this one's also got some cheeky humor in it. And it's a lot of brain swapping. And the thing about the chimpanzee, I'm going to leave that part alone, because there's some spoilers that are really like, what the hell? That we can leave alone. But I like this one much more than I like the next one.
Oh, yeah. That's faint praise, though.
Yeah. No, this was pretty good. Oh, and it stuck out to me, since we're gamers. If anybody out there plays Mage the Ascension or knows about it, this is the one that reminded me that, wait, Frankenstein is just a son of ether that focused on the life sphere.
Yeah. No, that I agreed. Yeah, I'm talking about Mage the Ascension from White Wolf, the tabletop role-playing game. Yeah. We also, I had a really good discussion one time with a buddy that the Ghostbusters are basically sons of ether. They just their focus is their technological equipment, which shouldn't work but does. So anyway, moving on. Yeah. So
okay, evil of Frankenstein, where Frankenstein will be the least evil. I submit. In all of these movies, Frankenstein. Ironically, Frankenstein does nothing but good deeds in this movie. So evil Frankenstein, they somehow got the rights to make the creature look more like the Boris Karloff creature, and they messed it up. Hammer is notoriously, they'll make these great movies with like very disappointing monsters in them. This is not a great movie either. This one's got a great lab, but
the lab is cool, but the monster looks stupid. Oh,
and they zoom in on him. Yeah. It's like he's wearing a paper mache mask.
He's the worst creature I think of any I've seen in the Hammer list for sure.
Yeah, well, the one you missed is the runner up. Then those two are terrible. Yeah. So the evil in this movie is a circus hypnotist. He's the only evil character. Yeah. Frankenstein, he goes back to his hometown because he needs money. He's trying to reclaim his ancestral home, and shenanigans occur. There's actually like Peter Cushing like crawling into someone's bedroom and stuff like that. Yeah. And then eventually they find the monster, his original monster, frozen in very unrealistic ice. And they bring him down to the lab and thaw him out, but he won't obey, or he won't acknowledge him. So they get this alcoholic evil hypnotist. Right. Yeah.
I've seen this one just, having caught it.
Yeah.
I remember a lot of that stuff. Hammer likes to freeze its iconic monsters in ice, doesn't it? Because it did the same thing with Dracula at one point. Yeah. He was frozen in ice. I agree that most of the, monsters, or the Frankenstein's monsters in Hammer, look sort of corpse-like, but this one is like, it's got a big blocky head, and
he's sort of clown-like.
He's more
white face with black lips, like a mime. Poor thing.
Yeah.
But Frankenstein also, like, he adopts this deaf girl and sort of protects her. So he, like, gives someone shelter and a job and protects them from being raped. And it's sort of
her official name
Frank-
in the credits is Beggar Girl.
Frankenstein tries to be a nice guy. That should have been the name of this movie.
You're right. But ironically, when I was watching it, I took notes, and it's this one that reminded me, or it clarified for me why I've never been like a big fan of the Frankenstein genre, the character. Whereas like Wolfman, Dracula, I figured those out. I knew what I liked about them. But what I don't like about the Frankenstein genre is that the central character of all Frankenstein stories, the Dr. Frankenstein, is just an unlikable prick.
Usually.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if the foundation pillar of your story is an unlikable prick, I don't like him. You succeeded.
Well,
congratulations.
Yeah, I think that you're supposed to focus more on the monster, right? I don't think most people consider Frankenstein as he is like the foundational character, but I guess they just assume more people will be paying attention to the monster than the unlikable mad scientist.
But
So
despite him being evil, the carny that he enlists to help him is worse. Which of course that goes bad because you can't trust carnies. I mean, come on. I mean, this is a trope.
Circus people.
So we open on the movie opens with corpse snatching going on. It's a very touching scene. It's a upsetting scene, and this guy, one of Frankenstein's assistants, is snatching bodies for him to make a new creature. No surprise. And I feel like this movie also reminded me that the corpse snatching theme plays on the human fear of being eaten, of our bodies being devoured, and we're not us anymore. So it's destroying our sense of identity in making this creature. And so there's some good things in this movie. I mean, it inspired that thought. And the doctor's on the lam. His lab in this one seems a lot more workshoppy. It's not flashy.
Yeah.
But
right.
There's two labs. There's actually like his lab in the old days that he's recalling, and then there's what's left of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I like it. It's got some lightning that flashback lab I liked.
And this creature, apparently he really loves to eat ribs. Just eats it on up. He's terrible.
Yeah.
And of course I would take Frankenstein Chateau any day of the week, even in its ruined state. I would just move into it. But I've never seen so much chloroform get used in a movie since rewatching my basic training graduation video. I mean, just chloroform for everybody. The ether bunny is everywhere.
The ether bunny. Boy, we're not even going to go there, but that's an urban legend from my Air Force days. Oh my goodness. We're not even going to go there. But anyway, moving on.
I'm going to say that at least in the Hammer films, that Frankenstein is a likable character. He's a villain, but it's hard not to like him because he's so clever.
But this one also hammered.
Well, you can admire somebody without liking them, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so I admire his cleverness, but boy, he's an unsavory person. All right, what's next on
we're in the 60s now.
Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute. Steven's got something to say.
Okay.
Steven's got something to say.
But also, this movie re-hammers home the idea that Peter Cushing knows how to sell a scene, no matter how ludicrous the rest of it is. He's going to sell it 100% and bring you into it. So he made this movie better than it really probably should have been. And we do get another excellent rack in this one with the Burgermeister's wife, Karen Gardner. So, to the racks we've lost over time, we remember you, Karen Gardner.
Okay, well, you can keep track of those for us. Frankenstein created women, in which he does not create women.
Yeah.
Is in the 1960s. Not only does he doesn't even bring a woman back from the dead. He does a soul-ectomy in this movie. Which I really dislike this whole plot thread. So
he does a soul. Okay, I gotta rewind you. A soul.
Well, he takes a soul out of one dead person, puts it into another dead, beautiful woman.
Does he do it with like a metal cap on their head with wires going in between?
I don't remember. I know what his soul looks like now because of this movie. It looks like a cartoon sphere that glows slightly.
Yeah,
Okay, then.
Yeah, there's like two rods pointing at the head, and it creates a sphere around it. Yeah.
Yes. And it cures her birthmark and makes her hair blonde as well.
Yep, it does. Yeah, that's weird.
You should take this one,
There's
Steven.
no end to his genius.
I hate this movie.
No end.
A lot of people like this one.
Wow, he hates it. Hates you.
Well, Cushing is sidelined in this movie too. It's a long sort of a dramatic Gothic plot about a couple who die and who get their revenge. It's a revenge movie.
Is there a monster in it?
There's a woman with the soul of a man. There's no monster.
With the soul of a man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or two souls. I don't know, whatever. You think there's a monster?
Maybe. But
there's not a flesh golem stumbling around.
Well, it's a
I think
reanimated
the screenwriter
corpse.
was a monster on this one.
Okay.
Actually did like this one, but
yeah, a lot of people do.
It's a different pace than the other Hammer Frankenstein movies or most any other Frankenstein movie, because you're right, it tells a much smaller story. And Frankenstein, the doctor, he is an important secondary character, but he is kind of a secondary character, kind of like a tempter, the devil that grants wishes that people come to regret. This one definitely has the lamest lab of any of the Hammer horror flicks.
Powered by a meteorite, I believe, right?
But it opens on a beheading, and this time a little boy named
that's a plus.
with a guillotine, and this little boy named Hans gets to watch his dad lose his head.
Oh,
and then we cut to the boy all grown up helping a mad doctor unfreezing and bringing back to life old Dr. Frankenstein. Yes, there is a separate mad doctor, and Hans the non-medically accredited assistant, and then Frankenstein. Because Frankenstein is taken to freezing himself to death, but for no more than 1 hour at a time, to prove something about the soul is still around and will come back into the body if you revive somebody within an hour. And he built this thing called the apparatus for preserving souls in, and that's probably exactly where the module Ravenloft 2 got its soul-sucking device from, even the name. So if you
trivia, I love trivia.
Fact check me, House on Griffin Hill fans, all one of you, Luau Lou. But so like Chris said, Hans has a disfigured but otherwise pretty girlfriend who works at her dad's tavern. And one night, 3 dandies show up at the bar, and they're complete a-holes. They harass her, and then Hans tosses them all over the place. The dandies, the actors, they do a great job of making you hate them. But they kill Chick's dad.
There's always good acting in these movies.
Yeah. Hans gets framed for it, and he gets executed, just like dear old dad at the guillotine. Same one, too. And then she drowns herself in despair. But Dr. Frank and his drunk, washed-up assistant, they're like, we need to preserve her soul, because his body's incomplete. The head's gone. But her body's intact. She just drowned herself. So they put her into the apparatus and take Homeboy's soul and put it into her, Hans's, and then she goes and gets revenge on the dandies. This is also the movie where we get probably the worst assistant Frankenstein's ever had, that old drunk I mentioned. But inconsistent world building, the Frankenstein in this one, he's broke and mooching off other people since he's had to flee so many towns. And I like that little touch of realism. So we learned he's a good doctor, but being on the lam all the time, it costs money.
That's right.
And you actually got to see Peter Cushing do some drunk scenes in this one. I liked it for what it was.
So if it was sold to you as a Bride of Frankenstein type movie, though, you probably would have been pretty disappointed, right?
But
because the promotional, they shot some promotional scenes of, is it Victoria Carlson? I'm not sure. Veronica Carlson. Anyway,
that's the next one.
Yeah. Okay. So they shot some scenes shot some photographs of Peter Cushing in the lab with a beautiful semi-clad woman. And kind of tried to sell you on a a Sexy Bride of Frankenstein movie, which you do not get.
But you do get towards the end. You do get some very interesting scenes involving the problem of having two souls in one body. It gets
That's actually the only thing out of everything that's being described that interests me. Like what's going on with two souls in one body, and how's that going to roll?
It turns you blonde, for one thing.
Yeah, and gets rid of
which is
birthmarks.
weird.
So,
yeah.
All right, just in the interest of time,
Right.
I got to move us on.
The Horror of Frankenstein, which is a
it.
comedy.
The horror. What is it? Which one are we
We're
on
on the
now?
Horror of Frankenstein, which
The
is a
horror of
comedy.
Frankenstein.
Peter Cushing
It's
is
literally
not
a
in
comedy?
this one.
Okay.
So it's a young actor named Ralph Bates, plays a young, horny Frankenstein. This is a sort of I guess you'd call it a bedroom farce. So it's like a sex comedy where you don't see any nudity or any sex, but there's a lot of sex going on off screen or whatever. And I enjoy it. Most people hate this one, but I think this one's a hoot.
Wow.
And it has.
It says it's a semi parody and a semi remake of the 1957 film Curse of Frankenstein.
Yeah, well, they're wrong, but that's all right.
I couldn't find anywhere to watch it, but
it's not very popular.
Oh, David Prowse played the monster.
And believe it or not, he's my favorite creature of the Hammer. Yeah, because all they did was shave his head and put some stitches on him, and he looks kind of spooky because he's a big guy, you know.
All right, so I interrupted you, Stephen. Go on.
He couldn't find it. It's not readily available. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Well, so David Prowse, just for trivia, he was the guy in the Darth Vader suit in the not the voice, but the guy in the suit in the original Star Wars movies. All right. So this is what is the comedy aspect?
A lot of the scenes are played for laughs. It's hard to say.
Okay.
There's a hilarious gravedigger and his wife characters in it, and there's, it's just it's hard to explain. It's just you would like it, Stephen. There's a lot of boob jokes.
I like boobs.
It's just like low comedy.
That totally
and
doesn't match.
There's some kills in it, and there's some very attractive actors, and it's just it's kind of a hoot. If you don't have to pay for it, I would watch it. But I don't know that I wouldn't say go out and buy the physical disc for it. Yeah.
I watched a trailer for it, and it said that if buying this ticket, you were entitled to a night of mind-breaking terror. What you're describing is not that at all.
No, not at all.
Wow.
Mind-breaking terror.
Okay.
Well, in this one, he's the picture I'm looking at. Frankenstein's monster is wielding an axe.
That might happen.
So, and Dave Prowse does look very intimidating. He didn't need a lot of makeup to look of intimidating and have a presence. So interesting. Okay. Horror of Frankenstein, 1970. I think we're up to 1970 for the Hammer movies. We'll probably go back in time after we're done with the Hammer movies.
I skipped one, didn't I?
Frankenstein must be destroyed.
I skipped that. Yeah, that might be a Freudian slip that I skipped that one because that's the one with the rape scene that I did not like. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And this one, Frank, he is the most evil that he is in any of them, portrayed by Peter Cushing. And when the ending happens, and boy, what an ending this is, you are very glad to see what happens to him.
Yeah.
And please go. Feel free to get us started.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's not terrible, but it's got some awkward flaws in it. Yeah. Well, it's mostly a Frankenstein sort of blackmails this couple into helping him and letting him use their basement for his lab. And there's some mental hospital stuff, and there's stuff about brain transplants, and there's stuff about somebody's wife not being able to, recognize him because his brain is in a different body. It's got some real tension scenes and some real kind of tragic scenes. And unfortunately, they stuck this little rape scene in it because the producers thought that would sell tickets, and no one wanted to do it, but they did it anyway because they were good employees or whatever. So, but you're right. By the time the movie ends and the monster gets his revenge on Frankenstein, you're glad he gets it.
So this one starts with a decapitation, so you know it's going to be good.
Yay!
And it's
True.
Frank's back at it, and he's harvested a doctor's head, brought it back to his lab, but he did it right at the same time a burglar entered into his lab. So there's a cat and mouse chase between the two of them, and that's some good tension there. And you actually get to see Peter Cushing in a fight scene, and that was pretty cool. Well, the cops investigate the doctor's death. They find Frank's lab. He skips town. And then the investigators actually bring some comic relief with them. And it's not all brown notes for me. Like, I thought they were appropriately amusing. And so when Frank holds up at that hotel that the young lady's running, and I thought there's a scene where there's some other people staying at the hotel that are talking about this Frankenstein character they've heard about and what a dirtbag he was and how he doesn't know anything. And he gets baited into an argument, and Cushing gets some saucy lines.
Yeah.
This one's got some great scenes in it.
Yes, it does. That is a great scene.
And that the hotelier, her boyfriend, he's basically a fraudulent doctor working at the insane asylum. And they're running a proto Breaking Bad drug trade operation with cocaine that he keeps stealing from the supply room. And that's what Frank uses to blackmail him. And what he really needs them for is to help him free a doctor that Frank used to be a pen pal with. Then he was sure that this guy had either figured out what Frank needed to know to perfect his resurrection techniques. So they need to get him out. Things go poorly. There's trepidation, personal horror, and the crazed doctor, his actor, Freddie Jones, gives the performance of the film. When it's his turn, he turns it on. I thought he was wonderful. And he's Freddie Jones. He's been in a billion things, including David Lynch's Dune, Elephant Man, Krull. He's been good in any time I've seen him. And that ending, that is an ending. So I like this one. And, of course, to disavow any rape scenes. But you have to have a bad villain, and villains do bad things. So I guess that's where we're at.
Yeah, Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I still didn't enjoy it for some reason.
I got
much as you did. Yeah,
I got you.
But yeah, I think we're done. Unless
is that Hammer? Is that all? The Hammer?
A Monster from Hell, I do not recommend.
Okay.
The only question I have on Monster from Hell is: are there two monsters of this and just one? Because it almost looks like a cross between Frankenstein's monster and like a wolf man. It's a very strange monster.
David Prowse plays a very hairy man, a man with a lot of body hair. and then they shave his head and they put some stitches on him, and he's wearing some kind of, it's like a kind of like a muscle suit, but kind of like a fat suit. It looks really ugly.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah.
Now, I haven't seen this one, but I watched the trailer for it, and Cushing looked bored.
Well, I think he's tired, yeah.
And that's bad because, like I said, that man can sell a scene like nobody else. There's a reason people still talk about Grand Moff Tarkin decades afterwards, and Disney did what they did when they needed him again because he's that good at it. But, yeah, he looked bored, and that's not good.
Yeah. It takes place in a mental hospital, which should have been kind of creepy, but they don't make the crazy people that creepy, so it's just kind of like, I guess okay. It's kind of Victorian atmosphere. I think he was tired and bored, and he was ready to put this series away.
Okay.
All right, let's go back in time.
Okay, so we've gone through the Hammer movies.
We did.
We did those in one big clip, and now we're gonna rewind because the last Hammer movie we discussed. What year was that?
It was in the
74.
Yeah, so we're gonna
74. That was Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell, and now we're rewinding to
1958.
I've got 1958. Okay, before we do that, I'm going to throw out another Frankenstein bad joke.
Oh no!
Here it comes.
Stephen doesn't look well.
All right. What does Frankenstein do as soon as the school bell rings?
What?
He bolts.
Bolts.
He bolts.
Okay.
Yes. All right, Chris, take us away with Frankenstein 1970.
Yeah, so Frankenstein 1970, a 50s movie. So this is a bad movie, but it stars Boris Karloff, and Boris Karloff is not bad in it. He's playing Frankenstein's grandson in America, I think, and he needs money to buy or to pay for. Maybe he's already bought it on installments. He's got a small atomic reactor in his basement.
As one does in 1958.
Well, it takes place in 1970s, I guess.
It's going to be like Doc Brown. The terrorists are going to catch up with him. Oh, so it's set in 19. Okay, Doug, Freddie.
Well,
so,
kinda, not really.
I got two in my
By
closet.
1970, everybody had an at-home nuclear reactor, right next to your hot water heater.
So he's letting this film crew, which includes a lot of attractive women, to make a documentary about him. And so they're at his castle. Maybe they're not in America. Maybe it's in Europe. I don't remember. Anyway, it's a bad movie. This one I only watched twice.
Oh.
You only stepped through the whole putrid thing twice.
Wow.
So,
what's the quote from Porky's? Hold on a second.
I am not going to know that one. So yeah, this is for Boris Karloff fans. My recommendation, yes. He does some monologues. They're just great. And the monster is really, he's wrapped up in bandages for most of the movie. He doesn't have any eyes.
That's my question. I'm looking at the pictures. He looks like a mummy, not a. So what's going on? Was that to save makeup budget? Like what's happening?
Well, it's a plot point, but it's also, because they didn't have a good makeup artist. Yeah. So only for Boris Karloff diehard fans, I would say. Or it is a bad movie that's kind of funny at times, but it's not bad enough. It's got too much quality to really make you hilariously bad. Let's move on. Unless you guys have seen it.
In prioritizing which films to watch, that one did not scream out. Steven, you have to see this. Your life will be worse if you don't.
Oh, okay. The next movie I really liked, 1962, The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
I have a deep and abiding love for any movie that has brain in it. It is
mistitled though. It should be called The Head That Wants to Die.
That wants to die but can't.
It is a Frankenstein movie, and it didn't make it on the Wikipedia list because Frankenstein's not in the title, and so they missed it. But there is a mad scientist, and he has a monster in his closet in the dark. And he also has the severed head of his wife or fiance in a tray, and she's not happy about it. And she wants to die, and he won't let her. He goes out for most of the movie. He's shopping for bodies to transplant her head onto. He's got a deadline, but he kind of gets distracted by all these sexy women's bodies. So it's our first real exploitation film. But it's also it's scary in parts too.
So how did I guess just for time but if this one made it on here, did you contemplate adding The Man with Two Brains?
It did. It crossed my mind. Yeah,
that has one of the best lines in any movie ever. Into the Mud, Scum Queen. So I love that movie.
I like it too. Yeah,
and that is very much transplanting, not really building flesh columns, but transplanting brains.
Well, you just reminded me of The Man with the Screaming Brain with Bruce Campbell. But anyway, back to The Brain That Wouldn't Die.
10 years from now, we can do a show just on brains.
Sounds good. This one, a lot of folks might have seen because of Mystery Science Theater 3000, because I believe this was the first episode under the reign of Mike Nelson as the host.
Oh, really?
The Brain That Wouldn't Die. So I've seen this one several times, and it's nasty. It is. And it's kind of far-fetched that a woman whose head is stuck in a tray could be a threat to anybody, but she pulls it off.
She's
you know,
good.
Homegirl works for it.
Is she persuasive?
Yeah.
I mean, she's very. She can get in people's heads.
I would say the acting.
I mean, you could
overall
watch,
is good in this movie. It's one of those
You could
cheesy
take-
movies with really good acting. Yeah.
dude. You could chop Batman's head off,
Yeah.
put it in a jar, and he would still win, just because he's so smart and persuasive. So it's possible. So the brain that wouldn't
So
die.
if you don't want to,
that was 1962.
if you don't want to watch that one on its own, or you're not sure about it, watch the Mystery Science Theater version, and you'll be guaranteed to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It has an actual cat.
What do we got
fight, too.
next? An actual, like two cats?
Two strippers. Yeah,
Oh.
fight each other.
Well, it just went up in Steven's estimation right there.
Got to put that back in the queue. Get the unrated version.
I gotta hear. I've got to hear the MST3K comments on that. So,
all right, now we're at one that's truly so bad it's good, and that's Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter.
Oh,
Mistitled because it's his granddaughter or great granddaughter. But
yeah.
Is she a rootin' tootin'? Does she have 6-shooters? Is she rootin'?
No, she's got like a genuine accent, German
This
or
one-
Austrian or Swiss accent.
I think I'm responsible for this one landing on the list because I found it, and if the title Jesse James meets Frankenstein's daughter sounds interesting to you, you will enjoy this movie. If that sounds stupid to you, don't watch this movie.
No, I'm in.
But this thing, it knows exactly what it's going for. Mexican telenovela meets Santo movies meets Western with a dash of horror, and it works. The villain's good. We get a great female protagonist, and I'll come back to her. But basically, the gist of it is we open with sad Mexican parents missing their son Francisco, but their daughter Juanita is mad at the rich psychos, the brother and sister Frankenstein, who moved here from Vienna because apparently this part of the country gets lots of electrical storms for their experiments. We're back at that. And the villagers keep dying of suddenly when they go to work at that mansion. And so this is
nothing suspicious.
But
at
this
all.
movie addresses that trope, and like it becomes a plot element. Like it's inconvenient for the Frankenstein grandkids that they're running out of help. And so these are the grandkids of the Dr. Frankenstein, but there's kind of an age mismatch because the brother, Rudolph, he's clearly in his 50s. And Maria, who's the real villain of the movie, she's in her 20s. He's got a conscience. She's the devil. It's fun.
So I got to ask, because I'm down with it. Like the 60s produced some wonderful madness. And so this kind of thing and the 70s, right? I'm not sure if this is Grindhouse, but it feels Grindhousey. So Jesse James comes in with his 6-suiters, and I mean, like what's happening?
Starting in an almost different film, we get Jesse James, who's still alive after being allegedly killed at some shootout at Northridge, and he's on the run with his sidekick Hank. And this part is a Western with gangs teaming up for a job. There's double crossings. Hank gets shot. And while they're on the run, they meet the Mexican family with Juanita, who fled the village. And Juanita takes them to the only doctor she knows of. And there's a love triangle. All the stops get pulled out in this one. The lab is sad. It's just a bunch of random stuff thrown together. And apparently the grandkids have to use these special brains that their granddad made. But the only one they have left is sitting half out of this preservative fluid. So I doubt if it's fresh or not. But Juanita, that character, played by Estelita Rodriguez, she is fantastic. The actress nails this little woman in a desperate situation doing stuff she knows is outside of her weight class. She's the most interesting character in the movie. She gets the best lines, the best action. She gets the most character development. So I'm Team Juanita.
All right, I'm down. So the movie posters on this say roaring guns against raging monster. I'm in. If I wasn't already in, I'm in.
Steven is overselling it.
The Spanish,
it's not that great.
Or either the Spanish or the Mexican movie poster, it's Jesse James versus La Hija, de Frankenstein. So the daughter of Frankenstein. So so I'm in. I'm watching this one. I'm
See,
sorry.
if Chris sounds like he sensibly saw that title and was like, "That looks stupid," understood. But if you like Casa de Mi Padre or the Santo movies, you should dig this.
I just hope Jesse James does like Emilio Estevez and says, "Reap the whirlwind, Frankenstein's daughter, reap the whirlwind," and he's rootin' tootin' and shooting his pistols.
I think you guys are making a better movie in your minds right now.
Probably.
All right, let's
Anyway,
let's try another one that's so
next on
bad
our
it's
list.
good. This one
The Astro
this one's
Zombies.
truly bad.
Oh,
Okay.
So yeah, the
John
Astro
Carradine
Zombies.
shows up again.
Oh yeah,
Here we go with
this
John
is a
Carradine
major
again.
role for him. I think they put him in the set and then just said, talk like Frankenstein for a while and fiddle around with the props, because he just goes on and on. And his assistant, it's not clear that his assistant understands English, because his assistant just gives him these stupid looks. And yeah, he just rattles on, and the Astro Zombies are super stupid looking, and they hold flashlights in front of their faces to power themselves, and there's
that's like a science fiction
bits of a
luchador
plot
mask.
kind of it doesn't really hold together. But
So how did this one make the list? Just because it's
this
so weird and
is
bad?
probably the
Like,
worst Frankenstein lab sequence ever that you'll ever see in your life. And it
Is there
but it gets
actually
funnier
a
as
Frankenstein?
as it gets funnier as it goes on.
Is it just a mad character? Is it just a mad scientist, or is there actually a Frankenstein?
I don't think they call him Frankenstein. He is just a mad scientist.
Okay, but it's basically.
But he's making
Frankenstein.
zombies.
Okay.
He's making Astro Zombies, whatever those are. He's making.
Does at any point does he say "into the mud"?
No, he might.
Well, I don't know if I'm sold on this one or not.
Yeah, it's real.
I watched
really
a little
bad.
bit of it, and if you can dig the cheesy, very low budget, like beatnik horror sci-fi movies from the 50s and 60s, you might get something out of it.
I do like bad movies for the sake of.
I think this one will suck that ulcer for you.
Yikes!
It's
got charm to it.
It's got a great poster.
Okay. Yeah, it does actually. A couple of great ones. So the zombies look like science fiction luchadors. Okay.
Let's do Frankenstein versus Baragon, or Frankenstein Conquers the World from Toho Studios.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah, that one wasn't on the list, but as we were on break and discussing, it came back on the list. So tee this one up for us.
I think Ashiro Honda directed it, and I think Nick Adams, I know, is in it. I forget the gal's name, but you've seen her in other great kaiju movies. But the plot is just bonkers. So apparently, should I do it, or you want to do it?
I got it. I got it ready for you.
Go for it.
The plot. The movie opens on Dr. Frankenstein. You got me going with the Frankenstein. Frankenstein in Nazi Germany, World War II. They're getting bombed, and he's created an immortal, regenerating heart. But they have to get it out of Germany toward the end of the war. And for some reason, they put it on a submarine and sent it to Japan. And right when they make the handoff, the Nazi sub gets blown out of the water, and then the Japanese make it there. Well, it gets there to a hospital, which gets bombed anyway. So all of them get destroyed. The lab's destroyed. But as time goes on, apparently the heart grew into like a little boy.
Yes.
Well, from what I read, it was in Hiroshima.
Yeah.
It made it to Hiroshima, and then it got atomic bombed, and that led into some of the right.
And there's just a scant amount of plot development before you find out.
I wish Levi Combs was on this part of the podcast, because this would be his love child. He loves this kind of stuff. So that's Planet X Games for people who don't know. Levi Combs is a kaiju / grindhouse aficionado. So there's like this immortal heart that gets dosed with the radiation of Hiroshima, and then becomes
a little hungry boy.
Yeah,
and if he eats enough,
is that the Frankenstein monster? Does that become the Frankenstein monster? Okay.
When you feed him, he gets bigger, and the characters in the movie, like in front of the press, say, "Oh yes, he's definitely Caucasian,"
Yeah,
and there is no jury on earth that would say
They'd say
this
that's
kid is
Caucasian.
Caucasian.
Yeah.
This is some of the worst Frankenstein makeup we will see in any of these movies. But the scientists, they figure out there's something weird with him. They bring him in to study him. They start feeding him, and he grows really fast, becomes a giant. And the Japanese doctor thinks that the only way we can find out if this is really Frankenstein's creation is if we lop off his hand or pop out an eyeball and it grows back. And the American doctor's like, no, we're not doing that. But the Japanese guy keeps bringing it up over the course of the movie.
He's like, he really wants to know. Please.
And he goes to lop off the kid's hand, but then hijinks ensue. Kid gets out. And at the same time the kid gets out, now the kid's a giant at this point, another kaiju, Baragon, comes up and he starts wrecking villages, committing war crimes, and somehow,
as happens in 60s
but he
Japan.
leaves. Baragon believes in black ops only and leaves no witnesses. So everybody starts blaming Frankenstein, the kid, for all these crimes, and they come after him.
And all Frankenstein the kid's trying to do is play with little girls and blind men.
No, not in this movie.
But he's getting
Not in
blamed
this
for all this. Not in
And
this
so
one. Okay.
now somehow he still lost a hand. I don't know why.
Yeah,
but,
that's not clear.
And then there's some him versus Baragon action. That's actually pretty good. But this movie was drug out. It's crap. It's not good at all.
The funny thing is on this, like what I've researched on it, I can't believe I've never seen it because I love kaiju movies. But this idea was stolen from another idea and adapted.
Someone stole
So
it.
somebody thought that the original idea was so good that they had to steal it and adapt it into this.
Well.
Yeah.
This is a hard one to
And-
find, but if you go on archive.com or .org, you can find an English dub version there.
You did a good
So
synopsis, Stephen. Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate it.
But the
I have one
important
piece
thing
of
to know is
trivia. Oh, go ahead.
Baragon,
Go
the
ahead,
other
Chris.
monster, is super cute. Which kind of like the movie takes itself very seriously, and it has some serious themes, but about like this child. But the monster is so freaking cute. He's like a dog dinosaur.
Yep.
And kind of,
I feel like, yeah, I thought so. He showed up in some. He showed up in some Godzilla movies too. I thought Baragon sounded.
Yeah, maybe some Gamera too.
Yeah, he's kind of armadillo-ish, slightly. So one piece of trivia I was going to bring up anyway, even without this movie on the list, is that in Godzilla versus King Kong, they're inexplicably there's a scene where Godzilla is just whooping on the Konginator, which is what would happen, right? They had to give him an axe in the American version to give him a chance to fight Godzilla, and then inexplicably he gets hit by lightning, and he jumps back up all supercharged.
Yeah.
Kong does, and that is a remnant of something to do where it was gonna with this Frankenstein kaiju stuff, where that is a holdover from being charged by electricity, because it's just inexplicable. Like, why is Kong suddenly jumping up because he got hit with electricity? And it's somehow linked to a previous concept of this Frankenstein kaiju thing.
there was a planned
trivia.
Willis O'Brien, the man who did the special effects for King Kong, wanted to do a movie called Frankenstein versus King Kong with his special effects, and I think it might have been a really good movie, but he had a lot of bad luck with his ideas in later life.
Now this Frankenstein Conquers the World kaiju movie, not good, not worth your time. But it did have a sequel, War of the Gargantuas.
War of the Gargantuas, I've seen.
I thought that one was actually pretty decent. And there's some pathos in the characters. That one, if you can only watch one, watch War of the Gargantuas instead of this one.
And it has a giant octopus.
So here's
Yep.
So does King Kong versus Godzilla. Has a giant octopus attacking that village. So the only thing I'll say as an addendum to that is, for certain people, myself included, all kaiju movies are worth watching on some
Okay.
level.
That's true.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, all right, moving us on.
This is one I think
all right,
Steven's going to love. It's called Lady Frankenstein.
Lady
Please do not watch
Frankenstein.
Daughter Frankenstein by mistake. That's one I don't recommend. But Lady
Oh,
Frankenstein, Italian Gothic horror film in which Frankenstein is killed by his monster as soon as it is created, and his daughter decides to continue the experiments. Particularly, she's interested in transplanting a not very handsome assistant to Frankenstein's brain into a very handsome, simple-minded servant. And so she does a brain transplant all by herself with no assistance. And she does some other creepy stuff and some other sexy stuff. And you didn't see this one, Steven? I can tell you haven't.
I've watched a Dark Corners review of it, and that guy trashed it. But that guy, I don't always agree with that guy. But I do believe it's available on YouTube, and I think I have it in my watch list. So give me some more ammunition to go watch it. You're starting to sell me.
Okay, it's got a good laboratory.
Good.
The monster is very disappointing, and it's very slow and awkward and ugly. And you could totally run away from it but no one ever does. But it does kill people who are having sex or have taken their clothes off. And there's an axe fight scene at the end with the monster and the handsome brain transplant dude. And there's some weird sex stuff, and the actress is very good. And Joseph Cotton's pretty good in it before he gets killed too. He plays Frankenstein.
Spoiler.
It's a exploitation film. It's very uneven. It has some good acting, some bad acting, some good effects, some bad effects. You know, it's all over the place.
Is it kind of a giallo movie? Because you mentioned Italian.
Well, it's Gothic Italian horror, yeah. So
okay,
it's not giallo. She's in other giallo movies. I kind of stalked the actress a little bit. And
Rosalba Neri.
Yeah, you've seen her maybe in some giallos.
Oh yeah. Okay, so
it's outrageous. You guys would have just. It's outrageous. It's good grindhouse. Yeah.
All right, you sold me.
Love it. So the only thing I'll say is, if you go search for this online, be careful typing "lady anything" into search, because you might end up with some unfortunate bow chicka wow wow. So be very careful.
Oh.
That's the warning from Shane Plays Geek Talk on that.
Shane,
because I guarantee you, Lady Frankenstein is a fetish for somebody. That's all I'm going to say, and we'll leave it at that. I'm personally interested in this next movie because I loved Blood for Dracula. So tell us about Flesh for Frankenstein, Chris.
Okay, I just rewatched it. So this is it seems like a Eurotrash movie, but the director's actually American. But it's filmed in Rome, and the cast is international, but it features Udo Kier as Frankenstein. And
he looks great in this, by the way.
Yeah.
This is his
best film, I think.
Probably.
Chris and I were talking before we started recording that he just has presence. I mean, this Udo, he doesn't even have to do anything, and he steals the scene just by being on camera. So
so this is I would say, softcore sex, hardcore gore, dark comedy. It drags in parts. Mm-hmm. But anytime Udo is on the screen, or Arno, his assistant, I like him. Anytime Udo and Arno are together, it's riveting. It's really fun. But not a good first date movie, probably.
Dude. Yeah. Now, something to keep in mind is this is also known as Andy Warhol's Flesh for Frankenstein, kind of like his Andy Warhol's Blood for Dracula.
Blood for Dracula.
This is the better of the two, and this is I think it's a good. I'll endorse it. You have to have a strong stomach though, because some stuff goes down in this thing. Now, if you know what you're getting into, I don't think there's any surprises, like things that are going to really set you like, oh, this is bad. But it's all about what it's about. And I think Chris described it well. Softcore, hard gore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it was originally in 3D.
I actually looked up that.
Oh my God, was it?
Yeah. So
I actually looked up the quote from Porky's Revenge.
Of course you did.
And I sat through every disgusting frame of this film twice. So,
so this movie, it's got a bunch of attractive people doing messed up things to each other.
Terrible
and
things.
I think it had to have had an influence on another movie we're going to talk about later.
Yes.
But this is a cool one. If you like the idea of like softcore porn with Frankenstein and dismemberments and disemboweling and impalements, this is for you.
So I haven't seen this. I want to. I loved Blood for Dracula.
Yeah.
It's just a bonkers movie, but it also, I was talking about my favorite line from The Man with Two Brains. I love it. It has one of the best lines in a Dracula movie ever, which is "The blood of these whores is killing me." So I hope that there's a similarly great line.
There's a couple,
And Frank and what horror, what would not blood for Dracula? What is it? Flesh for Dracula.
Frankenstein.
Yeah, Flesh for Frankenstein. So the other thing is, from what I understand, and I think Chris and I talked about this on the Dracula podcast episode, Andy Warhol didn't actually have a lot to do with either of these movies. I think he put some money up or something, and they splattered his name across it. So so his artistic vision, if you will, is not saturated in these movies.
So-called artistic vision, I would say.
Yeah. Andy Warhol?
I don't think he ever did anything very artistic.
No.
He made a lot of money.
I love Chris. He's such a curmudgeon. Andy Warhol is held up as one of the great pop artists of like the 20th century.
Okay, so me and Chris are ganging up on Shane here.
Are you going to gang up on me? I have no opinion on Andy Warhol either way, to be quite honest. My favorite thing he ever did was that he got with Deborah Harry and they did some art on the Amiga to help promote the Amiga, and I thought that was great. So, but anyway,
let's move on.
Moving on.
The fact that he helped this movie stand out from a dross of other Euro horror movies is probably his greatest contribution to culture.
Well, and I will say that Crispin Glover, I love his portrayal of Andy Warhol in the Doors movie.
Well, yeah.
There's a scene where Andy Warhol meets Jim Morrison, and Crispin Glover plays
Crispin
Andy
Glover
Warhol.
is always
it's a
great.
fun little.
That's
he's a national by goodness treasure.
He's insane. He's great.
He really is. Yeah. All right. On.
Mel Brooks, Young Frankenstein.
Dude, this deserves a whole podcast of its own. This
one.
This is a piece of Americana, a piece of film history, a comedy that transcended what it was. This movie, in some ways, well, it's never equaled the original Frankenstein, but as far as its imprint on pop culture, it's huge. So take it away, either one of you.
I think everyone's seen it. I would say a lot of people forget about Colin Clive's performance in Frankenstein because of Boris Karloff. But I think Gene Wilder really sort of brought that crazy Colin Clive energy from the original movie and turned it into comic gold. And then, of course, I just love Marty Feldman in this. He's a great hunchback sidekick.
I think that there are other movies of Mel Brooks that I think are funnier, but this is Mel Brooks at his best. It's almost a perfect movie. It's funny. It's done well. It was, he, in my opinion, very bravely did it in black and white.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what did it come out in the
74?
80s, early 80s?
74.
74. Yeah. Wow. That long back. Yeah. So he bravely did it in black and white. It's very funny.
It's kind of sexy too.
It is. It's got great tits in it.
Yeah. Well, it's got
Terry Garr, Cloris Leachman,
Terry Garr,
Madeline Kahn,
yeah.
All of which have great racks.
We know what Steven looks for in a movie. Script, forget the script. He wants to know.
So some of the jokes and script parts of this movie are from Son of Frankenstein. So when you watch Son of Frankenstein, you go, "Oh, that's where that guy with the wooden arm came from." Yeah.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't even know that. I love the part where is he on the seesaw with a little girl?
Yeah.
And then he sends her into the stratosphere. There's another part where he's like in bed with one of the female leads and they're like smoking cigarettes and stuff like that. And, and of course there's the famous, it's Frankenstein. And then halfway through when the madness finally takes over. It's Frankenstein. So great movie, great comedy, great
Yeah.
piece of 70s cinema, good Frankenstein movie all around. Definitely recommended.
Yeah, phenomenal cast. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the how Brooks mimicked the but kept fresh the old aesthetic of like a Universal horror film. He nailed it. The thing still works. The humor still works. And the cast, I mean, yeah, we already mentioned Gene Wilder, who is electrifying in this thing. He's a great actor, and he turns it all the way on. Madeline Kahn, Peter Boyle as the monster was
great too.
Fantastic. His comedic timing was amazing. Marty Feldman, Cloris Leachman, Terry Garr, Gene Hackman as the blind man, I think stole the movie with his
Did
scene.
it steal the movie?
He was phenomenal in that. But Gene Hackman, great actor. Just on and on. No, this could be argued as Mel Brooks' greatest film, and that's some heavy competition.
Yeah, another great film coming up, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so this is a movie that uses the Frankenstein theme and also the old Dark House theme to introduce you to a transsexual or bisexual character who is going to question a lot of.
He calls himself transsexual. Yeah,
he's going to question a lot of people's ideas about what's normal and what's sexy. And very funny, very great songs, great acting, just and probably a movie that changed some people's lives.
This movie, it's bigger than my ability to comprehend it, because as far as a force in culture, right? So many people will go and watch it as participation art, quote all the lines, throw toast at the theater or at the screen. They'll go down and shadow cast it. Shadow casting means you choose what part you want to play, and you go down in front of the movie screen and act out what's happening on the movie. It was a I don't even know. It's beyond cult movie, right? The cult movie gets thrown around a lot today. I mean, I don't even know how to. It's more than just a movie. I don't even know how to. I don't even know how to describe what it.
Here's a way to put it in context. Name another movie made any time that is still being shown in theaters today and never stopped getting shown in theaters. Like you said, there's shadowcasters probably doing it this weekend. They're going to do it next weekend somewhere in the world, and more than one place in the world. This movie is lightning striking as directly and intensely as it possibly can. It's absolutely brilliant, but it's insane. It should not work, because you can see the constituent parts that Richard O'Brien or Riff Raff made it out of: creature features, bad horror movies, Frankenstein, softcore, almost hardcore porn. Flesh for Frankenstein came before this. I can't escape the feeling that he saw that and incorporated some of the sensibilities into this.
And the set design.
It's degenerate. It's beautiful. It's got the best looking creature. No, hands down, the sexiest creature. If you're likely to screw any of the creatures, it would be Rocky.
Well, because Rocky looks amazing.
Yeah.
Right. He's like Warlock. Like he's like if you're familiar with Marvel Comics, he's like Warlock. Like Warlock came out as this perfect creation. So he's not ugly. He's like beautiful.
Oh my God! We skipped a movie, a TV movie called.
We'll go back to it.
Because there is a precedent for the beautiful male monster in
for the beautiful
Frankenstein, the true story.
Rocky, I have never fully, I was one time over at a friend's house, and there were several people in the living room, and it came on. This is back before streaming, when hey, look what's coming on TV, and you just spontaneously got to be surprised by something. So, and they had done the Rocky Horror Culture and they all started quoting and doing the jokes. And there was a frisson, there was an energy in the room. And so I feel like I got like 10% of what it might have been like to go to a theater with everybody. I'm getting kind of chills right now. Like it was a thing. Like it was
Brother
cool.
man,
You know,
I've seen this movie over 30 times, about 12 or 16 of those in theater with that stuff. But just think of the cast. Tim Curry as the villain lead. Susan Sarandon, the female protagonist. You got Charles Gray as the narrator. And Meatloaf, who's on the screen the least amount of time, and he leaves an indelible mark on anybody that watches this. And he's just dynamite performance after dynamite performance, not a weak bit in the bunch. And there is nothing else like this movie. And
and it's a musical. So if people don't know, it's a
and the
musical.
songs are great. Like I got the soundtrack.
I know about it. Yeah,
I can sing most of the songs. Like
30 times, I imagine you can.
If you've heard "Let's Do the Time Warp Again," it's just a
jump to the left.
And then a step to the right.
So one thing I learned recently is that in the West End show or whatever, in the theatrical show, it's made clear that Eddie, Meatloaf's character, has had half of his brain removed in order to be put into Rocky's body. But in the film, it's not clear. When I first saw it, I thought that Frankenfurter kills him for having a better song than he had. I thought it was just,
it almost seemed like just a petty, like he killed him.
But he's re-killing him. He killed him already and threw him in that freezer. And that's why his motorcycle has like ice on it.
Yeah.
And that's, he has a scar on his head, but they should have just made that a little clearer for us. Because it's not like they didn't want to shock us, because they have cannibalism. 10 minutes later, we got cannibalism. So, who's going to be shocked by
the meatloaf
transplanting?
The meatloaf gag's my favorite gag in the movie. What's for dinner, meatloaf? And then Tim Curry, I dated a girl back in the 90s.
You dated Tim Curry? Oh, that's great.
No, I dated a girl. A girl knew. I've met a girl one time. But we were dating, and she was way into his character in that movie. She loved that whole sort of guy, like feminine kind of thing going on, and she was always trying to get me to put makeup on and stuff. So, but anyway. I'm not saying I did, but she was heavy into that.
Whoa.
Like she was like, one time I met these guys wearing like skirts and.
Okay, here's my question for the panel. All right, if we were, let's go back. We're all in our 20s, and we're very attractive, and we have to be cast in Rocky Horror Picture Show, or we get to be cast in Rocky Horror Picture Show. So, who would you play? Who would you try out?
Frankenfurter.
I thought so, Steven. You seem like a Frankenfurter type. Yeah.
So, fun fact: while deployed to Baghdad, Iraq, karaoke night at the MWR facility. Last song of the night, I get called up. There's a bunch of dudes playing cards, gambling in the room. I sing Sweet Transvestite.
Nice.
And they're staring at me like, what the hell am I doing? And that was the last song of the night. There I am in like my t-shirt.
You left it on that note,
and
baby.
Shorts with a reflective belt across me. There's no palate cleanser. They just had to stay with that.
They just had to deal with it.
You're a brave man. I salute you.
Good.
Thank you for your service to America and to transvestites.
When I was in the Air Force in the 90s in Japan, they would play Time Warp. That was the closest we got to anything like that. They would play Time Warp at the in the NCO club.
I'm Riff Raff, by the way. In case anyone wondered, I'm definitely Team Riff Raff. Yeah. Although I would like to play Eddie too. Either one of those would be.
If he didn't get half his brain
taken
taken out, I'd roll with Eddie. But I don't want. What's for dinner, Shane? I don't like that part. So,
I don't know.
All right, just for the interest of time, moving on. But go check out it. Just as a piece of Americana. Yeah, if you've never seen Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Shane, it's a piece of Englishicana or Anglicana or whatever.
Is it? Was it British? Was it?
British so the director does not get talked about hardly at all, Jim Sharman. But he did one very brave thing. He told whoever it was, 20th Century Fox or Universal, whoever. He said, "I'm not doing the show without without Tim Curry and without Richard O'Brien, without the ladies who play Magenta and Columbia. I'm not going to do the show without them. I won't do the movie. So they allowed only 2 American actors in the movie, Susan Sarandon and that other guy.
Barry
So
Bostwick.
whose lips? I've heard like discussion of like it was some famous lady's
Richard
lips
O'Brien,
in the
I think,
beginning.
sings it.
Those
Sings
are good.
science fiction. Yeah.
Oh. Well, no, it's some ladies.
Oh, it might have been the,
like
the
some
woman who
famous
played
lady.
Magenta.
Yeah, Patricia Quinn. I thought it
Patricia
was
Quinn,
hers.
yeah.
Yeah. And she's like a lady, like noble title lady now.
Oh, really?
Right, like
Yeah.
lady. All right.
She's in a...
All right,
okay, moving on. Oh,
sorry. Yeah, sorry, just
from
for
the
time. We're already
wonderful
over
to
2
the
hours.
horrible, Frankenstein Island. So bad, it is good. And John Carradine reappearing.
He's back.
Yeah.
He's literally like phoned into this one. Like
Yes.
they recorded him in a different room. He probably never came on set, and then they just superimposed his footage on a chicks in bikinis, crappy Frankenstein movie.
You watched
sorry.
this one.
I watched enough of it.
It's probably the worst lab we've had so far. Worst everything. Worst Frankenstein, worst creature, worst lab, worst movie. Frankenstein Island, highly recommended.
He only watched it 5 times.
I think only 3 times.
Now, do we need to circle back to Frankenstein, the true story from 1973? Because I had a hell of a cast on it.
Oh yeah, that's a very important movie, if not worth watching movie, because it did create the trope of the handsome monster who then gets uglier, and it has 2 mad scientists in addition to Frankenstein who are actually more talented than he is. He's just kind of a good-looking guy who's good with sewing mostly. It's a movie. It was 3 hours long over 2 nights, and it was called Frankenstein: The True Story, another title that lies. And every opportunity to make a weird decision they took, like let's make a solar-powered monster, so we bring him to life on a nice sunny day. Like that's the stupidest idea.
Sunny day.
So
Weird.
What I recommend to the curious, but who are not like. Really want to know all about this weird movie, is I recommend fast forward until oh my god, I'm blanking on the actor, James Mason. Fast forward until James Mason enters the movie as Dr. Polidori, because he's a hoot, and he's going to create a bride, and he's going to do it using psychedelic lighting effects and lava lamps and fireworks and stuff. And he's like Dr. No. He's got these 2 quiet racial stereotype Chinese assistants, and he wears these gloves to hide his skeletal hands. And he's just such a weird thing.
I would watch James Mason read a chicken recipe. Maybe spoiler, but is young Jane Seymour the bride he makes?
Yeah, and she's good too, actually. They kill her off too soon. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's too bad.
So those 2 are really good.
So you don't get to see her more?
Well, no. Oh. Does that count as one of your jokes? Yeah. It's ironic that the one movie where the bride gets to live for a while and actually be a character is this one, because there's not much else to recommend it.
Before we jump on to the next movie featuring a bride, while we're in 1973, I want to take a moment, and Shane, if you could possibly put the video into what you released, that's important enough. A movie called Blackenstein was released. Now, I'm an aficionado of the blaxploitation genre. Blackula is actually a legit good movie.
It's a very good movie.
Blackula's a great movie. Yeah.
Blackenstein, though, it's the only movie that was so bad, while watching it, I wished my heart would stop beating. I'm not saying this as some sort of challenge, some cheeky thing to be like, oh, he said it was bad, I'm going to like it. Don't. Please don't. I'm begging you. My brothers in Christ, I pray to the Lord that you never find a version of Blackenstein to watch. So if you ever do, don't.
Yeah.
That's my public service announcement.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Okay. All right.
It didn't hurt me as much as you.
Yeah,
but
I
it's
mean,
horrible.
I read a summary of it,
That's
and
enough.
it wasn't
It's
positive.
worse
It was not
than you
positive.
could imagine.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right.
Enough said on Blackenstein.
1984,
All right.
The Bride.
Yes, The Bride, which promises to be a sexy gothic romance and fails to deliver. Did
Okay,
any-
Fails on every possible level.
because
Did you
this
see
one
it?
I hadn't seen, but I wanted to see. I heard it was a different tempo from your regular Frankenstein movie, and it's got
Yeah.
a hell of a cast. I mean,
Yeah, it's got a great
Jennifer Beals,
cast.
Clancy Brown, David Rappaport, Timothy Spall, Gary Elways,
Yeah,
and y'all both say it's not good.
it looks good, but it's,
Oh, I was just echoing
Oh,
what Chris said. I've
okay.
never seen it. Yeah, I have not seen The Bride. Neither this one or the new one. There's a new Bride that just came out.
which
that
my
has,
wife
like,
saw and said was also bad.
Christian
Yeah.
Bale in it.
The
So
Curse of the
bad?
Bride.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah, so this one, some people like it for like being a sort of a gothic romance, but it's really more about friendship because the monster, Clancy Brown as the monster, he's not that scary looking, and he makes friends with the circus performing dwarf. And it's a lot of the best parts of the movie are about their friendship, and Sting and Jennifer Beals have zero chemistry, and Sting's just kind of a creepy Frankenstein who's sort of grooming her, and Carrie Ells is a jerk too, and he comes in late. So I mean, everything that sort of looks like it's going to be cool turns out not to be cool, and everything that it really doesn't satisfy unless you want a cool movie about friends. It is the only Frankenstein movie with a happy ending. If you want a happy ending,
Oh wow,
it throws you a happy
one.
ending, which is kind of not very gothic of it.
huh.
It's interesting that Sting and Jennifer Beals, who are both usually have chemistry. I mean, they've got, they're actors that have presence or
Mhm.
whatever. Don't generate any chemistry. That's interesting. to
disappointing.
me. So, especially Sting. I mean, he's kind of just he generates.
He's kind of the worst element of the movie, unfortunately.
Interesting.
This was one of his,
All right, so
his
that's-
first acting roles, so, and I think there's probably a reason why he hasn't had a lot of acting success.
Mhm.
He's a great singer, but just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean you're great at everything.
I think he's really good in a movie called Brimstone and Treacle,
Okay.
British movie. So I think he can be really good.
Okay.
All right. So next movie, let's combine it with its sequel, because I see that they're both on the list. So we have Reanimator 1985 and Bride of Reanimator 1990. So let's talk about
Yes. Oh man.
Great movie.
their favorite. I think of these more as zombie movies, but if we want to classify them, because there is a mad scientist,
There's definitely a mad scientist.
100%.
And
Yeah, so if we want to put him under Frankenstein movie, that's totally fine. With me.
I think when H.P. Lovecraft wrote Reanimator, he was making his Frankenstein, story.
This is probably
There's two mad scientists actually. Two for the first
Yeah.
one.
But Jeffrey Combs is so good in this.
Jeffrey Combs is straight up a mad scientist. The other guy could go either way.
Oh,
but
he was great,
he kinda
too.
He gets pulled into.
He's a villain.
Oh, you're talking about
Pervy villain, yes, Dr. Hill.
I thought you were talking about Jeffrey Combs' friend.
No. Jeffrey Combs' friend is
so-
the audience surrogate. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
And actually, Herbert West is not a villain unless he kills that cat. If he found the cat dead, he never commits any crimes other than stealing cadavers from the university. So he's actually just a great scientist.
So I see. Back in the day, they would have said Herbert West was on the spectrum.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, because he just didn't, he's like, what's wrong with this? I don't understand what's the problem. And at the beginning of Bride of Reanimator, he goes out of his way at the beginning, we're in that war-torn situation, to talk sense into his friend and get him, out of there. So he's got humanity in him. He's like Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. He's just
Fergie.
His social skills, there's a barrier.
He's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, I don't think he's an outright
He's
villain,
witty.
but there is the cat. Yeah, I personally think
He probably killed the cat.
But even then, he's like, I don't see that as a bad act. It's just a test subject, right? But yeah, he wasn't running around killing people. The other guy, the older scientist, was definitely the villain of the first movie.
Now, just for folks who haven't seen it, H.P. Lovecraft wrote the story. It got adapted by Stuart Gordon, great horror director, and it looks campy, but it's actually more horror than it is campy. But it does have both.
It's very good.
It does have enough humor to release the tension, but there's plenty of tension. As you know, as I mentioned, Herbert West, he's figured out how to reanimate corpses, and he's playing with that
with glowing green stuff.
Yeah, and you do get another head in a tray moment in this one. Tag back to the brain that wouldn't die, and now. If you want to get somebody into Lovecraftian, into the Lovecraftian universe, this is probably a good gateway movie for that Reanimator. I haven't seen The Bride of Reanimator, but I want to fix that.
No, don't.
Yeah, Bride of Reanimator is Herbert trying to do a favor for his friend, and basically rebuild his lost love. But it also has some other elements of there's some other stuff going on with it. What I'll say about Bride of Reanimator is I thought the makeup and the props and whatever on the bride that they built looked amazing.
Yeah, she looks good.
It's grotesque.
In a completely different way than the Bride of Frankenstein. This is much more of a zombie corpse looking skeleton thing, but it looks amazing.
It's very Hellraiser.
But yeah, I mean, it's worth watching in my opinion, but it's not as good as the original.
I think it's really disappointing if you you really appreciate Stuart Gordon and also Barbara Crampton, who was in the first movie. They are really missed in this movie. And it makes a really dumb decision to have two leading ladies, sort of. There's two women who are interested in our not interesting hero. He was like the least interesting part of Reanimator was the hero, and he becomes central to Bride.
Right.
It would be an okay movie if you'd never seen Reanimator, but why go through life not seeing Reanimator? You know?
Yeah,
you got to see Reanimator.
And if you want the Frankenstein story in a more modern context, Reanimator will put you there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and again, Herbert West is not a villain, a traditional villain. He's just curious. Can I do this? You know, and he's not, trying to kill people or
he's a genius.
Yeah. And like I said, in the second movie, he's trying to do something nice for his friend, right? In his own completely socially messed up way. So, all right, moving on. We have
Frankenstein Unbound.
I haven't seen this one, but I love it. I need to because it's Roger Corman.
You don't need to see it. You could see it.
I don't need. What's Roger Corman though?
Well, Roger Corman is not a known quality commodity. He's amazing, amazing character who's made millions of movies. But no,
it's got a heck of a cast. So I was curious.
You're going to see this one whether I tell you not because the plot is so weird. Okay, so this is our first science fiction movie, I would say.
Okay.
Our protagonist, who's miscast, played by what's his name?
John Hurt.
John Hurt. Yeah, he makes a weapon in the near future, which accidentally opens these vaginal time portals that suck him and his talking DeLorean type car into Switzerland. Back in Frankenstein, Mary Shelley times.
What?
So his car lands. He finds a nice place to park it in a barn that's car-sized. And then he goes into town and sells his gold ring to get some clothes. And he ends up sharing a dinner table with Frankenstein, who's played by Raul Julia. And Raul Julia is one of the greatest parts of the movie. And Julia makes fun of his clothes and disses him, and he gives him kind of the Peter Cushing treatment. And then the next day he goes to this court hearing or whatever because he sees Frankenstein going into this courthouse, and he's come in the time which is part of the worst part of the novel, which is where the servant girl is being tried for the murder that the monster committed on Frankenstein's little brother. So John Hurt, the mad scientist, goes into the courtroom, and he ends up, does he sit next to Frankenstein? He sits next to Mary Shelley. And so Mary Shelley is inhabiting the universe of her own novel in this movie, and ends up having a quickie with our protagonist at one point.
Of course.
As you do. So on the good side, bonkers plot, kind of interesting. Raul Julia is great. The monster is great. The monster makeup is interesting. John Hurt is miscast. He's not charismatic in this movie, and his character is kind of weirdly drawn. The talking car is stupid, but some people like it. I don't know. So they end up in the future fighting Frankenstein monster, the bride. It's nuts.
Raul Julia, R.I.P., taken from us way too soon. He can make objectively bad movies worth watching for his performance alone.
Yeah.
So I will subject myself to this just to see him, and maybe I'll enjoy something else along the way. But thank you for all those caveats.
So one thing I do like about this,
worth reading, because
is there? Do they adapted a novel?
Yeah.
One thing, I've never seen this movie, but I've seen the movie poster several times, and I do like the imagery of the eye that is made up of three different pupils stitched together, three different colored pupils. I mean, I think that's a
pretty
nice
cool
imagery. So I can see.
Yeah, I like the creature, and I like Bridget Fonda, who plays Mary Shelley.
Mary Shelley.
Okay.
But,
so Frankenstein Unbound.
Movie, kind of. It's just
Roger Corman. Yeah. I mean,
we'll have to talk about that, Alan, off air.
So
where are we at? Mary Shelley's
90.
Frankenstein, right?
No.
Frankenhooker. Sorry,
Frankenhooker.
A movie we can all love.
This
movie is bonkers. So bonkers. I actually watched it. Joe Bob did he had it on one of his last drive-in episodes, and had who's the director?
Frank Henenlotter.
Yeah, Frank Henenlotter on, and the guy who was the main actor, and they did a really great breakdown on it. It's a bonkers,
So it was a trauma film, and with trauma, you never know if you're going to get like flash in the pan genius or just absolute garbage.
I think there's a little bit of flash in the pan genius.
This one is good.
Mm-hmm.
The humor works. The horror elements work. The characters are interesting. It's very low brow. It's trauma. It doesn't have a huge budget, but it works. And the hooker, she's endearing.
Yeah.
So that's important.
Want a date? She keeps tripping. You want a date?
It's kind of a perfect Frankenstein movie, because Frankenstein is a really good character, and the monster is a really good character.
Oh, and
there's exploding hookers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's exploding hookers. There's so I love the scene where, so basically what happens is he's this guy. He's like in not a prestigious job, but he's kind of a genius electrical engineer, and he builds like a self-driven lawnmower or something like that at the beginning, and it accidentally kills his girlfriend. So he decides to build her a new body out of hookers. So he's is the conceit. But my favorite scene in the movie, well, there's one movie, he's like, what are you, some kind of Swede? It was just there's this weird insult.
Oh, I remember that scene.
He's walking down the road in New York City, and some guy bumps into him or something. He's like, what are you, some kind of Swede? And they even talked about that in the Joe Bob episode. It's like, where did that insult?
It was such a weird line, but it worked so well on that scene.
Yeah. It's like, what are you, some kind of Swede? And then, but I love when he goes in and he gets introduced to all the hookers, and he's like, hello. And it's almost like the doctor scene from Spies Like Us. It's just this ongoing, he's saying hello to all the hookers, and he's trying to choose which one he's going to kill and all this stuff. And
yeah, he's socially awkward, but kind of lovable. Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to bring his girlfriend back. All I'll say is the ending does not go the way he expected, and I'll
It
leave
was
at
so
that.
cool.
I'll leave a little bit of a spoiler.
Don't reveal the ending.
Yeah, I'll leave a little bit of a spoiler for you. Yeah. So, but it's a comedy, but it's got heart. And you know the Franken hooker that gets created, and of course ends up walking around, you know, off on its own, and has all these little catchphrases, and does a great job of sort of that bird-like Bride of Frankenstein kind of thing going on. And she has 2 or 3 catchphrases. She keeps saying "one a date," and there's a couple of things she says. I can't remember.
That was her first movie.
Yeah. So.
Oh, she did good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think she was a model or a dancer, whatever.
So this is another one where all 3 of us are saying, "Watch this."
Yes.
Yeah, it could be trash. It could easily be the bottom of the barrel riff tracks, movie, but it's good. And from what I understand, Frank Henenlotter has made several fun movies.
Basket Case is fun.
Movies, but
Basket Case is good. Yeah.
That's the
yeah. So, but no, Frankenhooker transcends what it could be. So, moving on to 1994, I think this is a dumpster fire of a movie, considering what it could have been.
Dumpster full of cash.
Mary Shelley's
the most expensive Frankenstein movie ever made.
Yeah, Kenneth Branagh, Robert De Niro, et cetera, high budget, good cast, boring. It's dull to me. This movie is dull, and you know, they tried to be different for the sake of being different by having this tank full of electric eels, which is the thing that, and then Robert De Niro.
Well, wait, as long as you bring up the tank of electric eels.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
I don't think.
I mean, it's steampunky. I'll give it that. I
don't think he did that just to be different. I think that eels are supposed to remind you of sperm. And I think that big tank of water is supposed to remind you of a womb. And
wow.
So it's a very gooey scene, if you recall. Yeah. And there's actually some slipping and sliding that happens after the monster comes out of the tank. So, okay.
Yeah.
That's my take on the electric
I guess I could kind of see that.
I'm not defending the eels.
Yeah, no, I could kind of see that. I'll give that to him. I still think it's kind of
weird. It's very weird. It's a really weird scene. Yeah.
Robert De Niro is the most boring Frankenstein's monster. It's just a dull movie. It's like, really? I don't even think I finished it. And I almost always finish movies, even bad ones. But I was just like, I'm just done with this. Is dull. I'm not interested.
Yeah, he's the worst cast.
So
I'm going to push back on both of y'all on that one, because I thought Robert De Niro was the highlight of the movie.
Oh my God.
Because he was putting it all out on the table in his performance, and it shows that, well, he might be a nut job now. He was a quality actor. He knew how to nail it.
He's a great actor.
And he definitely delivered in this. Kenneth Branagh did not solve the problem of Dr. Frankenstein being an unlikable person. Helena Bonham Carter, she was good in it. I can't think of something she's been bad in. But you also had Ian Holm. He was good. Aidan Clint, good. John Cleese, good. I mean, it's got a hell of a cast, but I think that they were just trying to be like, okay, Coppola did like a sexy, dark Dracula. So we want to repeat that success here, and it did not work.
It didn't land. Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll revisit it someday, but it didn't.
I don't think it's worth your time. Yeah. I just really like some parts, but not enough of it to waste your time.
Mm-hmm. All right. The scene with Robert De Niro's monster and the cottagers, the blind father and the children. I think Mary Shelley would have liked the way they handled that. I think that was. I didn't like his being American accent and.
Well, he's brain damaged, right?
Yeah. Well, anyway, but yeah, he does pull off a few things that other Frankenstein monsters never managed quite as well.
No.
And I always love Helena Carter. Pretty much.
Yeah, no, she's great. She's another actress.
And the one thing Branagh actually made you believe, I think, that Frankenstein loved his wife, which none of the other movies do. Not that that's why you go to a Frankenstein movie to see. She's Elizabeth is kind of a nothing character in the novel, but at least it had something.
This is such a shame though, because Kenneth Branagh, I'm used to his name being synonymous with a quality, high quality, high drama quality production, and that did not happen here.
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah, I wasn't. Like I said, anyway, it was one of those movies that's disappointing because with the parts that were involved,
Right.
it had the chance to be much better. All right, I've never seen this movie, but I've seen it advertised a lot. I should watch it because it's Tim Burton. But 2012's Frankenweenie.
Oh, I see. Yeah, sweet movie. No,
I think the reason I've never watched it because doesn't the dog die
yeah.
at the beginning, and then he has.
I mean, he's going to come back to life, right? But it still kind of made me cry too, even though I'm seeing it the second time.
Tim Burton with Martin Landau and Catherine O'Hara. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, Martin Landau does this great. Yeah. He's a science teacher who's inspired the little boy in the movie, and the parents are mad at him. So there's like a PTA meeting or something, and Martin Landau comes up on stage to sort of defend himself. And he just says, "You're all idiots.
You bunch of idiots.
I know you're going to fire me, and I don't care." He's like
I don't.
He's the voice of the scientist who doesn't care what the public think about him. But it's a cute movie, and it has a lot of references to the Universal films, and it has a Gremlins joke, and it has a Gamera joke, and it has a lot
Gamera joke.
Yeah, it has a lot of Easter eggs for monster movie nerds. So.
Oh man, Winona Ryder, Martin Short. Oh man,
yeah, a lot of good voices
in it.
Yeah, I need to see it. I need to see it because I do like Tim Burton a lot.
Frank Welker. Oh man, wow. Yeah, all right, that's a hell of a cast.
Also known as Megatron.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't do better. Maybe because it was in black and white. I don't know, but it's really good.
All right, so moving on. Only because we are at 2 hours and 40.
Listen, you approved his list.
But we deliver. We deliver.
We're in the 2000s.
Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. It's time for another patented bad joke of the week.
No.
So, what's Frankenstein's favorite party game?
Something to do with bolts.
What?
Hide and go shriek.
Oh.
There you go. All right. There's only one left. I don't
know if I'd call that a Frankenstein joke.
Moving on, I don't remember even being aware of this movie, which I'm bummed because I love James McAvoy.
Oh, he's the best thing in it.
He's one of the unsung great, not just movie stars. I mean, he's an actor. This guy is amazing. Go watch Split if you don't understand his chops. James McAvoy is just something. So anyway, Victor Frankenstein.
Yes, which should be titled
I didn't know anything about
Igor and His Friend Frankenstein, because it's a buddy movie. Yeah.
It's a buddy movie.
So Igor is a hunchbacked circus performer. And you guys haven't seen this one, obviously.
I haven't.
Right.
I have not.
So the best way to watch this movie is to think of it as like a graphic novel. Because it's bonkers, and Frankenstein is kind of like Batman. He's a superhero in this movie. He keeps a magnet in his coat so that he can unlock cages with it. You know, he's got like gizmos and stuff, and he jumps around, and he can see your bones inside your body, you know, with bad CGI effects. So anyway, he saves this hunchback circus performer who has a hobby of studying medicine and is a genius surgeon. That's the Igor character. Even though he's busy being a clown in the circus, in his spare time he reads medical texts and learns how to do stuff. So anyway, he rescues him from the evil people in the circus.
So if they remade this movie today in modern times, he would just watch surgical videos on YouTube. That's how he develops his chops.
Steampunk, version.
Yeah, it's back in the day. I want to see this. Like I said, James McAvoy.
Well, yeah, you should see it. Should I go on, or should I just say see it? It's fun.
Let's just say see it because we have 3 movies left.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that really bug me. This movie doesn't like circus performers. It doesn't like Christians, and it doesn't like real science. Like, he cures this guy's hunchbackness by like putting a leather brace on him and like giving a pat on the back or something. It doesn't make any sense. There's an evil police officer who's hunting down Frankenstein, and he's Christian, and he's offended by Frankenstein's atheism. So they're bringing in this really uncomfortable topic into a monster movie, basically. So So there's a couple of things in this movie that are going to grate, I think, on you guys. They grated on me. But there's also
one
a
of
lot
the
of
things,
fun
the
stuff too.
One of the themes of Frankenstein is, whether somebody's an atheist or not, do you have the right to play God? That's God's providence to create life. You shouldn't do that, right? So that's one of the great themes that can be explored in these movies. I don't want to see it as, the Christians telling atheists they suck or vice versa. I don't exactly want to see that.
And the way they do it is a really underhanded way, which is they take the most unpopular, the least attractive, basically the villain of the movie, and they make him the Christian. Right. So they're setting him up like, because he's bad, maybe.
That's kind of common.
It's not common. Sometimes the opposite will occur. I mean, it's just bad. It's bad. It's bad etiquette. It's bad writing. It's lazy. It kind of takes you out of the fun. Yeah,
I believe it. There was a lot of that, especially in modern cinema, of poorly handling topics like that, because you can do that very well and make anybody into be the villain and still not offend your audience. But there's been a sharp drop off in quality of writing in recent decades. So I'll believe you.
Yeah.
I think if you want to see, there was a horror series, I think it's on Netflix. It's called Midnight Mass.
Oh.
And that has the best discussions of atheism versus Christianity versus Islam. And it's all handled respectfully.
Oh, that's great.
Like they have these really good discussions where nobody has to be the villain.
That's a great series.
Yeah. So if you want to see how I think it's best handled, to where everybody's viewpoint actually gets put forward, and not just that like say the Muslim or the Christian is there just to be the punching
or the
bag.
Circus performer.
No, right. Or the circus performer.
This movie's very unfair to circus performers.
All right. It's the most unfair movie to circus
and
performers since Freaks. So Victor Frankenstein, I want to see it. Moving on, 2023. I think this was just a spectacularly good movie, and that was Poor Things with Emma Stone, William Dafoe, Mark Ruffalo.
I'm glad you liked it. Yeah,
fantastic, amazing movie, and it's at its heart, it's really about like a woman becoming liberated because she's without the preconceptions of society. Because they put a child's
you gave it away
into an adult woman's body. What's that?
You gave it away. I was just going to say she's a monster. Yeah.
No, we gave, like I said, spoilers. We gave spoilers.
She's a beautiful monster, and Frankenstein's an ugly. But he's a good mad scientist. Dafoe. Actually,
he is a good mad scientist. He tries to save. Anyway, the conceit is young adult female body. Baby's brain.
I could tell Stephen didn't like it.
Yeah, you got some facial expressions here, Stephen. Lay it on us.
Well, since I knew this was on the list, I've been pondering how much I should actually say, because I don't want to accuse either one of you of endorsing the most morally reprehensible thing I can think of. But this is art house sci-fi pedophilia. And once I saw it, once it clicked while I was watching it, I wasn't going to stand any more of it. And the more I looked into it, the worse my fears were confirmed. And it would also explain why the most morally reprehensible people in the world, in Hollywood, thought it was the most wonderful thing ever, the most celebrated thing ever, because they're all a bunch of Satan-worshipping pedophiles. And of course they would love this. This is the Weimar America masterpiece, and I despise it.
Wow.
Okay, so you said and that's fine. So let's take it. So because there is a child's brain in a female body, and then sex happens,
and everybody wants to screw her, and they all know it's the mind of a child in there.
No, I disagree. I don't think anybody. I didn't know until.
The guy that was going to marry her, I think, was going to wait until, like, they were trying to wait until she had matured. Now, Mark Ruffalo's character the Lothario, he didn't care. He just wanted to get what he could get.
Willem Dafoe's character who made her, he openly talked about it. And then the fact that they chose to show this person, this underdevelopmentally engaging in all these sex acts, rampant sex acts with herself, with other people. There's a reason the FBI has like lists of, terms that pedophiles use to cover their communications. They're all over the Epstein files. This is a thin veneer for those people to enjoy themselves.
Huh. Okay, I hadn't thought of it that way. I'll revise and think. As a movie,
yeah.
Okay, I thought it was very well done, and I thought it was, where the point she came to in her life. I saw it more of, and I see what you're saying. I see the point you're making.
Yeah, how empowering is it for this young child who had no choice to be sexually abused by everybody around her, and that turns out to be perfectly okay, and she comes out on top. It's empowering to be molested as a child. And, we've covered some pretty dark topics in this show so far.
Yeah, we have.
But I have zero...
Stumbled into them.
I have zero tolerance for CP, and that's all this is.
Well, and that's fun. Yeah, I hadn't thought I took it as, and like I said, what you're saying is those are some very interesting points, and I'm not saying that, they're out of order by any means.
If it didn't occur to you yet, tell us what you did think.
I thought it was feminist, actually.
Yeah, I thought it was very feminist. That it was you had an adult woman that hadn't been raised in the preconceived notions of a woman's role and how she should behave and what's expected of her. So she was just kind of doing her own thing. Now, if you're like, this happened in reality,
well,
yeah, it was a chronologically young yet functionally mature being.
Yeah, so weird,
engaging in sex,
weird fantasy.
Yeah, so that is weird.
It's not reality at all. But
yeah,
anyway, maybe we should move on.
Well, no, I mean, I think that as long as we're digging in, we're going to.
Let me be fair to y'all. Perhaps I read something into it that wasn't.
Well, no, I could see that being there. I mean, I could see that being there. It didn't occur to me thinking of it like that.
Let's just assume I'm wrong.
No, I don't want to do that.
Okay.
Because we can look at it from multiple aspects.
I'd recommend his other movie, The Lobster, if you want to.
The Lobster.
See a movie with.
Like I said, I haven't thought about that way, but now that I think about it that way, I'm like, that's a pretty interesting food for thought.
Yeah.
I saw it more feminist, like Mark Ruffalo's character is like this Lothario who's completely full of himself. And then he runs into a woman who's just completely herself without any preconceived notions and it just destroys him. Right. He ends up destroyed.
He's destroyed in a very amusing way, I thought. Yeah.
Right. So I saw more of that, and but yeah, if this happened in real life, it would be aghast. It would be an aghasting thing. And if aghasting is a real
word. You also
word.
have to put it in context of what was coming out around the time. This was shortly after Cuties came out. So this was just sci-fi Cuties.
Well, it was a novel, though, Stephen. I don't know when the novel was written.
And you know who can write? People who are into the things I'm talking about. They write a lot.
Yeah, but I think it was a novel written by a woman some time ago. So I don't know.
I think that movies, art, movies, books, they can work on multiple levels. Sure. If you know the frequency to tune into, right? So there could be some pedophiles out there that they were like, whoa, I'm watching this movie like this. And the creators may have even intended that. But for me, I was on a completely different frequency with this movie. But like I said, it's interesting food for thought. And there's nothing wrong with throwing that out there. I mean, there is a lot of accusations and concern about, pedophilia in Hollywood. You hear about that stuff. So it's interesting food for thought. I'm not bothered at all that you threw that out there. I thought as a movie, as the craft of the movie, the cinematography, the writing, I thought it was very well done. Okay. Any other points on Poor Things? before we move on.
It was the movie that Emma Stone confirmed her deal with the devil with. Basically, that's my read on it.
Okay.
All right.
So,
All right.
yeah,
Uh,
I love you
So,
two guys.
people-
I do.
I love you too.
no, it's
Hey,
cool.
and we all love Rocky Horror
People,
Picture
if you
Show.
choose to watch Poor Things, go in with your eyes open. And
that's what,
maybe they'll pick
because I like both of you. That's why I was wrestling with how much do I go into this. But I wanted to give you what I thought, and there you go.
No, I think you
respect
should.
you enough to do that.
Okay,
Let's lighten up a little bit.
moving on. Yeah.
Well, actually, the next movie disturbed me a little bit. Actually, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein disturbed me.
Yeah, you're in an interesting conversation when moving on to Del Toro is lightening things up. So, 2025, Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro. I'm saying it wrong. This movie won an Oscar on some level. I can't remember which Oscar it
I
won.
hope for not for screenwriting or directing.
So this was, I liked it. It was what, visually, I liked it a lot.
Oh yeah.
Story wise, there was some stuff I might have done different. But I liked it a lot. Visually, it was amazing. I like Del Toro. It's pretty much what I would have expected out of Del Toro doing Frankenstein. The props were amazing. The sets were amazing.
It's funny you mentioned props because that was one of my favorite parts. I kept looking for something that I didn't hate, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cool prop. I like that coffin."
Yeah.
Wow, hate, man. So
Yeah.
I haven't
bit of
seen
hate,
this one because
yeah.
I don't have Netflix. But
Oh.
Del Toro, either I love him or I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, disappointing.
And because I know when he's good, how good he can be, and when he's not, I'm like, what were you doing? But tell me what y'all think
Yeah, it's
about this one. Like, should I watch it? Should I not?
It's up. To,
I
yeah,
liked
go
it.
ahead. But,
It won three. It won three.
I don't care
Oscars.
about that shit.
It had
Oscar
It had
Schmosker.
9 nominations.
Oscar Schmosker.
So I had 9 nominations, won 3. He deviates from the novel some.
Would you say the least likable Frankenstein you've ever seen? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that Frankenstein's supposed to be likable.
There's no
I mean,
supposed to,
he's who he
Shane.
is.
You could do it.
He goes like in this
anyway.
movie. He goes after his brother's fiance,
among other
right?
creepy things. Yeah.
Yeah, among other things. So Mia Goth plays his brother's fiance.
I liked her.
Frankenstein tries to woo her.
Oscar Isaac is
flirt around with
Frankenstein.
her.
He's a good actor.
Oscar Isaac. He's a great
He's
actor.
badly written. Then.
Is Christopher Waltz?
Yeah, great
Waltz?
actor.
What's his-
But I guess he was too old to play Frankenstein.
He plays sort of Frankenstein's sponsor. He pays for all of Frankenstein's experiments, and he says money's no object, but he has an ulterior motive, which of course is revealed.
Yeah, I think he's in there to be creepier than Frankenstein, so you tolerate Frankenstein's creepiness a little more. But there's no one. There's no one but the creature to sort of cheer for in this movie. And
the creature's, in my opinion, done very well.
He doesn't come to life until an hour and a half in. So you get Frankenstein's abusive father first, and then you get his creepy shenanigans, and then you finally get the monster, and then he treats the monster horribly, and
very horribly.
So it's kind of long and torturous.
That doesn't sound fun.
So
no, it's not fun.
It's beautiful in that Del Toro way,
it looks,
right?
Looks good.
It's and in the book there's this whole abusive father thing was not in the book at all. He had a great relationship with his family in the novel. So the main thing they did that was different was they made Frankenstein the monster. Like, again, spoilers, folks. This movie's been out for a while. I'm throwing spoilers. He's basically impossible to kill and super strong.
He's got Wolverine's healing power.
Nice.
And Hulk strength.
Wow.
Yeah, so like he gets blown up with dynamite, and it's just a mild inconvenience, kind of thing. and so like
So is it a gothic horror movie or is it a superhero movie pretending to be a gothic horror
I don't know, but
movie? But in either case, I think it fails. Yeah.
The ultimate question is, will Frankenstein's monster reconcile his bad relationship with Frankenstein, the father, whole bad father dynamic, and will he reconcile his relationship with humanity? Which there's a scene at the end that demonstrates whether he does or whether he does not. So, best thing I can say for this movie to recommend it is it's beautiful in that Del Toro kind of way, and then that's my best recommendation on this movie.
Yep.
I had that feeling. That's why I wasn't like beating down the door to go see it. So thanks for confirming my suspicions.
Yes. Save 3 hours out of your life.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, no, I would watch it at least once. I mean, especially if you're a Del Toro
Well,
fan.
I think as a Del Toro, I consider myself a Del Toro fan, and that's why I'm so disappointed.
Yeah.
It's like, because I know he can make really great movies.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah. So it's like when you see a Tim Burton movie and you're like, oh, I remember when he did good movies. So this kind of reminds me of one of those.
Chris is a tough audience. He holds movies to
I think he's great for that. His snarkiness, that's one of his most endearing qualities.
It's my only quality. That's all I got.
Oh, you got more than
is
that.
your snarkiness. All right, and our final movie on the list, I know nothing about. It's 2025.
No one
Dead
knows
Lover.
about it. Only my wife and I saw it.
Yeah. All right, what is this about?
Dead Lover's about a woman gravedigger who falls in love with a romantic poet character who dies, and then she does a Frankenstein number. But it doesn't go that well. It was originally released in Smell-O-Vision. So
What?
The experience of Smell-O-Vision is so fun that you...
Wait a minute, they did a Smell-O-Vision movie in 2025?
Yeah.
I like the audacity.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I am not...
it might still be worth watching it not in Smell-O-Vision. It's very low budget. It's very very arty, and it's very funny.
I watched the trailer
but a little bit,
and it looked like...
Yeah.
Is it too art house to be enjoyable, or does it hit the critical mass of it's entertaining and it's got artistic sensibilities, and so it goes over the top in quality? What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure because like I said, the Smell-O-Vision was so much fun that maybe the movie wasn't as good as the experience.
Was it cocaine that you were supposed to smell while you were watching it? Is that?
Oh no, all the smells were bad. They were body odors and vomit and rotting corpses. Yeah, all bad smells.
So you went to a theater that was actually rigged up for...
No, you have a scratch and sniff card. I think John Waters pioneered this.
John Waters.
Polyester. So everyone who comes in gets a scratch and sniff card, and then a number flashes on the corner of the screen when it's time to smell vomit, and then everyone's supposed to scratch their card and hold the card up to their nose and smell that.
So what's the word I'm looking for? A stunt.
Yeah. Gimmick.
So gimmickiness aside, did it add to the experience? Did it make it more engaging or immersive?
Yes, it was fun.
Okay.
And the main character is supposed to smell bad. That's one of her traits, so it was appropriate. I also saw Lisa Frankenstein, which didn't make it on the list because I don't really consider it a Frankenstein movie, but I did enjoy Lisa Frankenstein's a kind of a teen dark comedy. It gives you that old kind of Tim Burton, Winona Ryder.
I remember when it came out.
Heather's kind of feel.
Was it any good?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's a little slow to get into, but it's got some good performances, some good humor.
Okay. So
some gross out
Tim
stuff
Burton,
too.
That's a gross out. I remember when it came out. People were talking about it. I haven't seen it, but speaking of Tim Burton, I was actually looking through some Frankenstein movie lists, and Edward Scissorhands has been called out as a Frankenstein because he was created, right, and then the guy died before he could give him hands, right?
I thought of it, but
Yeah,
because Vincent Price's scientist dies, in the first 10 minutes of the movie or whatever, I kind of felt like it was more about being a monster in suburbia than it was a Frankenstein movie about a relationship between your creator and your creation. And I'd already picked Frankenweenie, so I thought maybe I'd done my.
But boy, he could do a mean. How do you say it?
Topiary, yeah,
he could do a mean topiary. So,
yeah, it's a great movie.
Can I throw in 2 alibis as we're closing up here? They're short.
Yeah.
So while looking at the list, I remembered 2015, The Frankenstein Chronicles. It's a series starring Sean Bean, Ed Stoppard, Lawrence Fox. I remember watching it with the wife, and I want to rewatch it because I only saw the first season. I didn't see the second one. Quality entertainment, and Sean Bean's great in anything. And, of course, you get a Sean Bean death followed by the second season because there's a twist.
Yeah, right.
And I saw, because Chris started us with a theatrical production that's kind of lost. It wasn't that good. In Portland, before COVID, I saw Beethoven and Chopin meet the Bride of Frankenstein. And It was hysterical. So there's a possibility you could see Beethoven and Chopin meet the Bride of Frankenstein. It's a slapstick horror comedy worth your time.
That sounds fun.
I'm down. All right. Well, that's a good note to end on.
Yes.
Another good note to end on is the last bad joke of the week. So,
is it?
Yeah. So, yeah. Thanks to both of you for this. This ended up being a marathon. I didn't think we would go that long on the Frankenstein movies.
We have many thoughts.
Plenty of talkers.
Yeah,
here.
many thoughts. So, yeah. So, how does Frankenstein get around town?
We've not got one right yet.
Right. He drives a monster truck.
Oh,
there you go. Right. That's the last bad joke.
Should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shane.
All right, I guess you guys are ready to bolt now. Didn't. All right, thanks so much. Thanks.
I want to apologize to John Carradine fans out there
for
I did think about it.
They know why they like him, and it's because of what we besmirched him for. I still like the guy.
So,
I like him in a Mummy movie. So 2 years from now, we can
talk about mummy movies. We got mummy movies. We got Vampires Part 2. We got Sherlock Holmes movies.
Don't forget werewolves.
That's plenty of werewolves.
People are waiting for werewolves next year.
Werewolves. Yes. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to wrap us up. Thanks again to Chris Holmes and Stephen Clements. Stephen can be found at Stephen.Clements on YouTube.
That's right. Thank you. It was great being here.
Right. All of your materials and whatnot, all of your, I hate the word content, all of the stuff that you make, right?
That's appropriate.
So
stuff is good.
Yeah.
Good
stuff. Find
good
more
movie reviews.
stuff.
I enjoy his little movie reviews.
Thank you.
Content just sounds so clinical and bloodless, right? Like
It does. Yeah, I put a lot of work into that stuff.
Yeah, it's not just content, right? I mean, content sounds like that it's a commodity. It can be swapped out with anything else, and that's
like
not true.
this. We put a lot of thought, feelings, soul into this, and this would be a fun time for anybody interested in movies. Well, definitely anybody interested in Frankenstein movies.
Frankenstein. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks again, Chris and Steven and everybody else. We will catch you next time on Shane Plays. Thanks so much for listening to Shane Plays Geek Talk. I certainly hope you enjoyed this journey into the things we love. For your convenience, show notes with helpful links for each episode can always be found at shaneplays.com. You can catch the podcast in several places, including on the blog at shaneplays.com, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Podbean, Amazon Music, Verbal, YouTube, and more. If you like what you hear and would like to support Shane Plays Geek Talk, you can do so for as little as $1 per episode on Patreon at patreon.com/ShanePlays. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time. Stay geeky, my friends.